astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Welcome. This is the Jeranism show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the Speaker's Corner, where we speak truth, seek truth. Speaker's Corner, yeah, they see through, we see you. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is all on the Speaker's Corner. 3 minutes hit the spotlight. Speaker's Corner, where 3 minutes gets your mind right. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is all on the Speaker's Corner.
Welcome, everybody. It is time for Speaker's Corner, episode number 49. 49ers, go 49ers. Last time I really cared, Joe Montana was passing to Jerry Rice. But episode number 49, you got your 3 minutes. You've got your easy URL to get here, to join the show, tinyurl.com/cornerism. And it should be a fun one. We've got the spinning globe back here. Look at it go. Look at it go. Oops, I didn't put on the TV yet. Let's fix that real quick. And we'll go library. Oops, too far. And we'll fix this. And there. And there. All right. Spin, little globe, spin. I mean, look at that globe and think people think we live there. Flying 1.2 million miles per hour through the vacuum of space. You have to imagine an attached atmosphere. It moves in lockstep with it. Flying through the vacuum, no impedance, and it's just amazing, magical, really magical existence here on the spinning Earth. Welcome everybody to the show. We've got people lined up already. I was just going to show one thing before we get started, and that was I was looking at in the downtime. What is this? Oh, all right, whatever. I was looking at the ISS feed, and let me see if I can get this part to come up. Was right in here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. So I was just watching the sunrise here. Let's go a little bit on. Move along, move along, move along. Move along, move along. Right. So here's this light coming up over this bend here, right? And so if you watch over here, let's imagine we're here. We're getting light because it's going to be morning real quick. And then the sun says, look, it's getting bright. And then it says, just kidding, it's not bright over here. So you have like morning, then night, then morning again. It's then night, then morning. Look at the sunrise. I mean, this is the realest thing I've ever seen. Go, little sun. Now, another question I have is, what is the excuse for no stars here? Where's the stars? Oh, it's exposure. It's a focal length. It's oh boy, it's black. It can't pick up the stars when it's black. Those are some weak stars. I can pick them up from my front yard with the street light on with my iPhone. I guess somebody needs to get NASA an iPhone 14 Pro Max so that they can join the world of realisticness. Oh, that was a quick change in the light, wasn't it? That doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. Anyway, let's get to the program. I don't know. This is some nonsense. Let's go to the StreamYard and bring it on. We're going to try and get the show done in what time? Yeah, by 11 for sure. For sure, we're going to do that. Let's take it over here. We are ready to rock and roll, I believe. Let me get my clock going, make sure the clock works. It does. We're ready to go. Let's go. Who's first? We got Flat Earth, Eric in the house. Eric, how are you? Anyway, let's get to you got to turn off that program. I don't know. This is some nonsense. Eric, turn that off. You got to use this sound over here on the StreamYard, please, if you don't mind. Be very kind to you. Are you there? All right, let's go with somebody else. Eric, you're there. Hello. Eric, you're live. Way to start off the show. It's good.
Ready to go. Let's go. Who's first? We got Flat Earth, Eric.
Eric, are you going to shut off the YouTube stream and come join me at
Got
stream?
no audio.
Oh, you don't have audio. Let me see.
I'm in the studio. No audio.
How about now?
That's a little better.
Okay,
Let me
let's try
mute
that there.
the Rokfin. Okay.
Yes, do that. Now we're
good to go.
Start your clock over. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. You're doing pretty good too.
Thank you for telling me that. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes.
Always happy to see Truth Teller Supreme.
Exactly. I don't know why nobody else has picked that up, just you, but that's all right. Call me whatever you want.
Well, I'm waiting for you to give the rules to Brenda.
I know I keep forgetting, but she hasn't been on in a while. Maybe she'll come on tonight.
It could happen.
You never know.
The other day, I was listening to some old programs, and some guy wanted to know, how do you talk to your family about this stuff? And you use the example or analogy of if you go over to somebody's house at a barbecue and you try to push them away and tell them you know how to barbecue and they don't.
Right.
That was an excellent analogy. You could use that on people anytime.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. I don't use it a lot, so yeah, I should use that one more.
So everybody listening should try the tinyurl.com/cornerism.
Okay, I thought you were saying something else.
You can take your time to get on camera, set everything up however you want it. There's no rush. You're in control of the button that starts. So I just want everybody to try it.
Yeah, they should. And like I said, I'm just going to take, because somebody thought they were funny and they made a tinyurl.com/my channel name, and I do not recommend you ever type that in.
No. Well, there is one rule I want to propose for on camera at Speaker's Corner.
I like it. Go ahead. Propose.
They should all have a shirt on.
Yes, please. That doesn't always happen, if you've noticed.
That's what I'm proposing is we need a shirt
Yes.
rule. If you're going to get on camera, you should have a shirt on.
I agree. Please spare us. Spare us.
And
that's a male
request
rule.
to
That's a
everybody-
male for males, though. Just point that out.
Look, you got to it's universal.
Really?
Everybody got to have a shirt.
I don't know if you. Okay.
You want a certain person to show up with no shirt on that we
Good
just
point.
talked about?
Good point. No, I'll pass. Let's
Pass.
go with the shirt rule for everybody.
Yeah. And another rule for everybody is tip $5 on the show.
Thank you.
It makes the haters
Oh, they get so mad.
miserable.
They call me grifter even worse. So
Yeah, that's right. Just irritate the globies. Tip $5.
and tell me how you told your whole family about flat Earth and how they all believe now, so that Simon Dan can have an aneurysm.
Yeah, do all that.
It's fun stuff.
All right. You see the background?
I do. And so this is your Telegram group, correct?
Yeah, I started it yesterday.
Okay, and what is it? T.me/ Did you create a
It
link?
should have been on there, but I couldn't make it fit in. It's just the same name as at the top. Airships South Beyond is the link. T.me / Airships South Beyond.
Okay. And Eric is wanting to organize some way to get an airship and go south. I like the idea.
Not just one, and not just me.
Multiple.
I'm trying to campaign to get the issue out so everybody starts looking into it. We got to begin with planning and research, and there's some new stuff on the Telegram channel. So, folks, join the channel and check it out.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on too, because if you look into the Hindenburg and you kind of follow up with the reason that they told people that it incinerated, and then now they've come to a different conclusion. And of course, it doesn't include this dangerous hydrogen that we've all been told. It's more to do with the skin that was wrapped in it was extremely flammable to the point where it got a little spark and the whole thing went up.
Well, if you look at the big projects that have been done by amateurs, there's rocket launches and balloon launches and all kinds of stuff, the corporation people.
Mm-hmm.
These large projects can be done, and going past Antarctica with an airship fleet is going to be a very big project, but the money's out there and the know-how's out there and the willingness is out there. We just got to start talking about it and get the job done.
All right, Eric, as always, I appreciate your call. I appreciate your support. You're a good guy.
One more thing is
Sure.
We got to worry about Russian airships getting there first. So we need an airship race.
I like it.
Yeah, the Russians, they're going to beat us if we don't hurry up.
They've already got the first cat on one, the first dog on one, and the first woman on one. So we got to catch up.
Yeah, we're going to have to work on Zach, though. He's a little reluctant.
He wants us to go and him to watch. Yeah. Same thing with you.
He's shy about explorers. He thinks they have mental problems.
Well, they got cojones. I'll give him that.
They got mental abilities that he doesn't have.
All right, Eric. Thanks so much.
I think we can bring him along.
I think we'll convince him.
All right, watch out for the Russians going to Antarctica.
You got to watch out. They always want to race us.
Right.
I refuse to race. No, what is it? I choose not to race. All right. Anyway, Seinfeld thing. Later, Eric. We've got Sacred Knowledge in the house. Sacred, what up, my G? But am I not sound on here again? I should be there. Can you hear me? Sacred Knowledge. Going once.
Now?
I can hear you. Go
Can you
ahead.
hear
Yeah, I hear you great.
Oh, right on. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Another day, another dollar. Starting out with your 3-minute clock. Go.
Boom. Sick. No, I got a bunch to say and nothing at the same time. So
All right.
I'm working on a new album. I just wanted to put that out there right now. It's coming out. It's sounding really sick. So hopefully, I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Do you have a name for it yet?
It might be called Untrapped Revenge. I'm not sure yet though. But I'm using like the trap type of beat, so that sound, that bass sound.
I like
that. I'm not doing trap vocals. I'm doing like my shit, you know. So it's different. But anyway,
very dope.
I wanted to thank you, and I'll show you some shit when I got like 13 songs, man. They're good. But anyway, did you know that all the license plates on the Matrix movie are Bible verses? Like they refer to a Bible verse?
No.
You didn't know that? The one Agent Smith license plate, it's crazy. I wanted to read you what the verse is. It refers to 5416. Okay, that's the numbers on Agent Smith's license plate.
Yeah, but which verse? I mean, which chapter?
5416 from Isaiah. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Isaiah 5416, and it says. It's so weird how the different translations are way different, but
of course,
one of it, let's say like King James says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy." Or King James version says, "Behold, I have created the blacksmith who blows the coals in the fire."
Jesus, that's scary.
Yes.
What the hell is that?
I think it's a super chat. Thank you very much for whoever. I'll check it out right now. Go ahead.
Boom. Yeah. Brings forth an instrument for his work and created the spoiler to destroy. And the Standard Bible says at the end, "And I have created the destroyer to inflict ruin." So it's crazy. You know what I mean? I just thought that was really interesting.
How many different Bible verses is there in the movie?
Well, every license plate, supposedly every license plate in the movie will be a verse that refers to a verse in the Bible.
And that's the original Matrix?
Yeah, I never knew that. I just found that out.
Didn't know either.
It's crazy. But Smith, so that Smith or the word smite or smote, like, you know, it's all like, it's crazy how it's all so planned. They might even, you know what I mean? Like the Matrix is real. So it's referring to the Bible in that movie a lot. So you got to make the connection. There's something true about what I've been telling you guys. But anyway, so I don't know what else to talk about.
That's good because your time's up. So
my time's up. Damn.
Close.
I had a bunch of pictures that I can show, but I emailed her, Karen B, for that debate, and I never heard back. So I'll try to email her again because I have a bunch of pictures that are going to shut her up forever.
Forever?
Forever, ever.
Wow.
Ever, never.
That's awesome. So, okay.
I mean, if she's got half a brain, she'll shut up, but
you
I don't know.
Suck my dick if you don't like my shit. Cause I was high when I wrote this, so suck
Okay, anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Huh? Sorry.
Oh, so no, I'm just saying, I got pictures that are going to make everybody that talks smack not be able to talk so much smack.
All right, I'm ready for that.
Because we're living on the ruins of an ancient civilization. People don't understand. It sucks that we don't understand. We don't know, and the people laugh at it.
Bobby C has a question, kind of like I do. But so you said the license plates refer. So it says 5416. Does the license plate say Isaiah?
No, it won't. No. I guess because if you look up that verse, it's gonna bring. Oh shoot, I don't know how. I don't think it says Isaiah. I don't know. Might have to do a little more research. But
let's do a little more research on that because that's a little bit weird.
People have lists. There's research on the. I haven't seen it in the movie yet, but there's research online about it, and I heard about it, so I looked, and yeah, it seems to be true. So,
all right.
I don't know how it says what book it's from though. I got to look at that. I think it just says the numbers.
Sounds fantastic. We'll look into it. Thank you very much. Talk to you later. Peace. And yeah, reach out to Karen so you can make her shut up forever.
I'll try again, but just if not, maybe let her know that to check her email. Or I don't know. I'll try again. If not, I'll talk to you next week about it. See if we can make it happen still.
All right, sounds good.
Because I'm down. All right.
Later.
Peace.
Let's go to Buzzed All Drink. Man, anytime somebody, you're like a friend of mine when you do that because oops, I put the wrong person up there. Buzzed All Drink, you're going way back. That's a video from at least 5 years ago.
Buzzed All Drink, that's me.
How are you, my friend?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
Doing good. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Who's going to be
for having me on?
Welcome to the show. Happy you're here. And what can we do for you today? I'll start your clock here in a second.
Well, man, what I'm noticing, we're in a situation here. It's pretty fucked up. It's like we're like, what's happening with the news and the events of today. I mean, they're trying to corral everyone into this smart city life, right? That they have all planned for us, but
of course,
but they're using the weapons of what I believe to be like, directed energy weapons. I mean, there's plenty of evidence that they have those weapons, and these fires that are burning are just like, it's pretty obvious there's something not right about it.
Yeah. So what I did to kind of look into that, I'll pause you real quick. I went and I looked at like 1970s, 1980s. I tried to find photos and videos of fires, and I don't see anything like there was big fires in California in 1970 and 70, but there's when you look at the pictures, there's no like destroyed cars next to, it's like it's totally different kind of fire. So it just seems different. So I know something's
it's obviously different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're trying to just make everyone believe that it's because of climate change.
Of course, yeah. Which, by the way, is CC. If you didn't notice that, it's 33. Anyway.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's climate change is just.
So they've got these weapons they're using. They're trying to. They can probably control the weather to a certain extent, and then they can make these fires. It's like they're gonna just try to get everyone all up in a frenzy and like corral everyone into this life that they have planned for everybody, this smart city crap.
Think how smart it was to claim climate change, because now they can go around doing whatever they want and just blame climate change. So if places light on fire, climate change. If things freeze over, climate change. If things flood, climate change. If things get a drought, climate change. So if Hunter Biden gets caught with cocaine, climate change. So it's all climate change.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, there was a fire up in Washington. It was another one of these fires that just happened. I think there's a few fires burning right now. That I think it's all this shit. But I was watching a show the other day. They were talking about how I guess Space Force just launched their directed energy weapon program or whatever. It just went active on the 11th.
Really?
Which is like, so they had to have been testing it prior to that,
That's weird. And then I don't know if it was last week on this show when somebody pointed out that big that big radar thing that was outside. It was right off the coast of California during the California fires. And then this fire happened. And then somebody said, go look at where it is right now. And you go look and it was right off the coast of Hawaii. Very strange.
Really?
Yeah. It's like that big floating ship with a big old ball on it. You ever seen it? I was shocked. Now I don't remember the name of it.
I got to look that up now. I haven't heard of that.
What the hell was the name of that? I got to look at it one more time. Ocean radar boat. I don't know what it's called. See if I can find the name of it. It's called what was the name of that thing? The guy gave me a name. It was like R something. What is that called? I don't see it right here. Military ocean. Anybody in the chat remember the name of it? I just don't remember the name of it. Sea-based. Hey, here it is. SBX-1 is the name of it.
Yeah.
It's a giant floating, self-propelled, mobile, active, electronically scanned array. It's like huge, but I'll show you this if you can see it. I think you should be able to see if I put it there. Do you see that or no?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
whoops. So let me get this off the screen. I can't see with that on there. Bye. So anyway, this thing was out on the coast of California at the California fires, and then now it was sitting outside of Hawaii when the Hawaii fires happened. So,
And they haven't given us any explanation as to what it is.
I don't know. It's just a radar boat that I don't know why it would need to drive around the ocean, but
yeah, or maybe it could have like helped or something.
yeah, it says
That's
it's a
crazy.
missile defense agency. I don't know. I mean, again, it's so easy for them to just lie to us.
That's so shady. Yeah, that's the thing. They're just going to use these weapons against us now to try to get everybody just to displace people and get everyone all fucking.
Yeah, and another thing is that this is why I think that they don't want any identity to where you live, because they want you to not hate where you live, but everywhere else is the same, right? It used to be in the old, you would stay in your land and you would fight anybody because you didn't want them to take your land. You had connection to it. You built, right? So now what they do is they put us all in the same houses and the same looking areas, so that if shit gets bad, we all just say, let's move, because we have no connection. Right. And I'm a product of that. I remember growing up, if I ever told anybody I lived in California, they'd be like, what? Oh, you're so lucky. Now I say I live in California, people are like, oh my God, are you going to get out of there?
I know.
Right?
I get the same. Yeah.
So it's like, and they did. I mean, I don't really feel like I have a connection anymore, because it's just, it's nothing like it was growing up. Now it's just, I'm lucky I don't live in near any of the cities that are, leftist, woke. I live over by the foothills where it's still red country.
Yeah. And you have to get up in the northern regions too. It's like that.
Yeah, it's nice, like weed and those kind of places. Pretty nice.
Yeah, I think they burnt down weed too, didn't they?
Yeah, near there, the Paradise was right. Yeah, I don't know if it's still there. I mean, the Lahaina. Have you ever been to Maui? I see your shirt.
No, but I'm representing, but I haven't been there. No.
Okay. I mean, it was just. I can't even imagine in my head. And I used to go there every year, and I used to go down to Lahaina, hang out. I do have a funny story. One time that I got screwed and bought what I thought was an ounce of Maui Wowie, and then it was not. And the guy totally got this. His deal was, I was walking in the street, and he's like in the alleyway, and he said, Maui Wowie, which was what I was looking for. So I went over there and I was like, yeah, can I get an ounce? Because he let me smell it. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. So like, can I get an ounce? He's like, oh, I don't have that on me. He's like, can you come back tomorrow? I'll give you an ounce. So I'm like, yeah. He's like, here's a little bit for you to have for tonight. I'm like, for free? He's like, yeah. I'm like, sweet. So I went home, smoked it. It was like best thing ever. So then I went back the next day and he gave him $400. I think I spent on this ounce. And he gives me this bag and I'm like, it's dark. I'm like smelling, I'm like, oh, it smells different than yesterday. He's like, oh yeah, this stuff's way better. So it was actually probably it was not marijuana. Let's put it that way.
Oh no!
So I got back to California. Talked to my friends. Said, "Come over. I got all this Maui Wowie." Then we all came over and we all smoked and we all had headaches and we all said, this is not weed." So nice little trick over there, you Lahaina guy. So
that's fucked.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? I was dumb and naive. All right. Anything else for me before I let you go? I know I talked a little bit too much time.
Man, I just want to say hi.
Nice to see you. Hopefully everything's well. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Likewise. Cheers.
We got Tio Electrico. I like that name.
Hey, how you doing?
Tio.
Nice to meet you, man. Yes, Tio Electrico here. How you doing?
By the way, I want to say thank you to Charlie for the super chat. Charlie, you are the man. All right, now we'll go to Tio.
Hey, can I like have these 3 minutes, and I really appreciate that.
Yep.
To say something about related to flat Earth, of course. Can I?
Sure, of course. You have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. Can I share you something like very quickly, and you can see my screen, so I can.
Yep. You just go down to the bottom there where it says present. Click that. It will.
Yes, I.
Oh, you know how.
Okay. Yes, I'm doing it. Yeah.
Make sure you click the little button that says share with sound if you're going to do something that we need to hear.
Sure. Thanks, man. I did it.
I don't. Oh yeah, add to stream. Okay, we got it.
Okay, sure. I mean, thank you so much. Let me just try and having this quick 3 minutes.
Sure.
And just to share this, let's say that we do the classic one stick, and we have the sun in here, yeah, and it will give us like a shadow, yeah, and we will know what is the angle like respect to us, let's say, to this stick. Yeah.
Okay.
So we arrive with that. This is the sun. We have a stick in here. If the sun is on our like 90 degree, it will be like no shadow in here.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as the sun start moving, it will create a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So because of that, we're gonna know what is the angle of the sun
Mm-hmm.
respect to us. So, but the question, and they say like they say like the light from the sun comes to Earth parallel. It travels parallel. Yeah. So like, but the question is not about the sun. The question is about the moon. So if this is the moon and this is Earth, how does it travel the light from the moon? Does it travel parallel? Does it travel like a cone? Like we think about the sun? So the question is that. And because of that, are you following me?
So far, yes.
Okay. So because of that, we start studying what is the shadow about to Earth. So if we see the moon, this is the software when you can see the position of the moon and the sun. So if you see, I'm on the Capricorn, yeah, on South Africa. I'm in Capricorn here, and I am like 89.89 degrees, 98 minutes, yeah. So I'm very close to
right
my
under
90, yeah, let's say. So I do the same with the sun, yeah. I got both of them almost on 90. You follow? So
okay.
In different days, you know, and the same that I am here 23 degrees.
Okay.
I'm here 22 degrees. So I'm very close about.
Okay.
Okay. So I have both of them the closest I can from my 90, from my zenith. Yeah. So when I start moving the sun and the moon, I move them to 88 degree, the moon. 88 degree, the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the sun 87, the closest I can to the moon.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have almost both of them the closest to 88 degree. So I move them 2 degrees. So the shadow of the sun gives me 2. The result, the longitude almost. I'm almost done.
Yeah.
Is 4 centimeters, and the moon is 3 centimeters. So if you keep doing that, it will tell you, if you start moving let's say 80 degree, yeah, I have the moon and the sun now 80 degree, both of them gives me 17 centimeters, the moon and the sun, yeah. And Jeremy, how could it happen if it's a law in the nature that says that if I have an obstacle in here, I have something in here, a stick, and I have a light which is 150 million, yeah, kilometers, and I have about another light which is 400 only, yeah. This light, because it's closer to the stick, is supposed to do a longer, yeah, shadow, when the sun supposed to do a shorter shadow. Why? Because it's a law of natura that it says that the closer you put the light to the object, the longer will be the shadow. The further away the light will be, the shorter it will be the shadow. And you can do it. You can have a torch in your hand and put it into, like, I don't know, you can put the light to anything, like a cap or whatever, and you will see that as soon as you move it closer, the shadow will increase. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's not happening. That law is not happening in here, which means that both of them
same distance.
Sorry?
So it means they're both the same distance.
Exactly. Because no matter how much degree you move the sun and the moon, they always will give you the same, they will do the same shadow, the longitude. I don't know how to say that word, but to start this exercise, I did it by, let's say, by hand, and I had the luck. So when I I did the shadow of the moon on this day that I show you now, and I was so lucky because it was no power in the city that night, and it was a full moon. So on that night, I have the full moon, and the full moon I got the shadow of the moon respect to the north, the magnetic north, and I have the shadow marked in there in the paper, and I have the moon there 76 degree respect to me. Yeah, this is the moon. Just one more second. So you can see there's the proper moon, and it's not like So it was no power in the city, and I was so lucky because that means that the only light I have in the garden, it was the shadow, it was the light from the moon. And there you can see the shadow. I don't know if you get to see that, but you can see on the paper.
Yeah, we saw it.
The shadow of the proper light of the moon. And then I mark it, and I got the data in there, and I did the same with this same software. Yeah. So I have the same day, which was on the 6th of May 2023. Okay, the time, I made a little boo-boo in here, which is supposed to say 54. But not 54. Yeah. And it was 76 degree, the moon, and it's the same shadow, 15 centimeters. The same shadow that I marked on my paper that night. So the software kindly works the same that natural does. So I did it twice, and it gave me the same shadow. So I can trust this software that it tell me the same data that natural tells me. So I don't know if you get all this. I hope you understood. Like, I hope you follow me.
I think everybody followed. It's a fantastic,
it's really
fantastic observation, and one that I need to just check into and see what their possible excuse could be for why the sun and moon are operating identically. If they are, my guess is that they will come up with something to do with the apparent size, and because they're both the same apparent size, then they both let off the same light. But I mean, the difference is we could tell them, okay, well then what you're saying is a light that's, apparent size right here. And if I find way far away, that's still the same apparent size, but you're saying they'll have the same shadow. That's impossible. One's, ridiculously closer.
I think it's a new door for us.
Yeah, I
to
think so
check
too.
on and have a very good review to it. But let's say that if this is the moon and this is the earth and this is the sun, and the lights travel like parallel, how can it travel? Perpendicular. How can it travel parallel later to that make no sense? Nothing makes sense. Now nothing makes sense. So think about that, Jeremy.
I like it.
How does the light travels from the moon to Earth when it's full moon? How does it? And getting a conclusion from that. And that you will see the light from the moon when it's full moon to Earth. That is the is the motherfucker. Sorry, is the MF to the heliocentric model.
It might be.
It could.
Which I've kind of kept saying. I know that there's other things we're just missing, little easy things like this, because they've just convinced you of otherwise, and then they don't ever talk about obviously the errors. But you're right. Like the fact of the sun being the same, 400 times as big, 400 times as far, is definitely a stretch. And then when we see something like this, now I'm like, all right, this is what we're looking for. This is something that clearly would be able to tell you the difference in the distance. And this is why when you read these old stories of Aristarchus and Herodotus, of course, none of this is ever mentioned, right? This is why I know these things were written recently, because again, they would say something like that, right? Now we just don't think about it, but why wouldn't they know that in the past? Why wouldn't they be able to say, let's look at the shadows of these two lights and we'll be able to determine if one of them is closer than the other. Oh, they're both identical. Then they must be the same distance away.
Yeah, exactly.
So well, thank you, my friend. Are you on Telegram?
And I hope you have a look to it. I will, if you don't mind, could I send you an email and maybe send you some information that you can go through?
Do you have Telegram or no?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, reach out on Telegram. It's t.me/Jeranism. And also, if you send me your address, I'm going to send you a hat or a beanie. Just let me know which one you want, because that's the kind of call we want on this show.
Oh, okay, cool, man. I really appreciate that. Okay.
All right, reach out on Telegram.
All right, thank you so much.
Tio Electrico for the win. I like it. All right, let's go with what is in the flashback claptrap is this? Claptrap, where you been?
Claptrap 101.
Nice. Welcome back.
Hey, this last guy, he's kind of nailing it. Because if anyone goes outside and sees the moon outside and the sun outside at the same time, and you start looking at it, and you gotta start looking at it, but it like you kind of start seeing that like the sun's off to the side of the bright side of the moon.
Yeah, it's never in line.
Yeah, but then like when it's close to full moon,
it's always directly across. But
like the next couple days, if it's clear, like it seems like how is it like not full moon like 3 days in a row when it's like kind of like it's
because you can
weird.
see like the dark part just missing, and you're like, couldn't the light just shine on it? Yeah,
but it's pointing directly where the sun is setting.
Yeah, and I also think that there's a curved linear view that we have that people don't recognize. And I saw this once, and people can go out and test this. Have somebody point to something, maybe they go across the street from you and say, hey, point to the moon, and they'll point to it. And then if from your...
Is that true?
Oh, yeah, from your view, it's way off. It's because we're actually seeing curves. I don't know how to explain it. That's why I think that...
The only thing I can do is I walk towards the moon, and I see it like moving dramatically fast.
Just have somebody who's a good distance away from you. Because last time at the Flat Earth conference, I went across the street for something and I was coming back, and somebody had brought their telescope and they were all looking at the moon. And from the side view, orthographic view, like Muppet vision, I'm looking at what they're looking at and I'm drawing a line in my head. I'm like, they're not even looking at the moon anymore. I'm like, what are they looking at? So I walked over and I said, what are you guys looking at? They're like, the moon. I'm like, you're not even close to aimed at the moon. And
they were just doing clear signals. They
were actually aimed right at the moon. When you got behind it and looked, they were right at the moon. It's just from the side, it's completely off.
Okay. Have you ever walked towards the moon?
Yes.
Just walked outside during night and looked at the moon, like looked up at the moon and walked?
Yes.
It moves every step you take.
Yes.
It's like an optical illusion type thing.
Very much so.
It's crazy.
It is. But what have you been up to? Where have you been?
Depression, suicide.
Oh no, don't do that. I mean, come on, that's what we need for you. Oh. Trying to shoot. Yeah, exactly. See, I was trying to show you up. I figured you were just with whores, just so many women.
I did that by 3 sex dolls in my bank or whatever.
Is that so loud?
They never stank. Anyway, but I sent you 2 links of someone that lives close to you
on Telegram.
And whichever one you click first is the topic I'll talk about.
Okay, where are you at here on? Wait, where are you on night? You sent me
the.
I see you. Nice. What is that green thing with a thumb? That's weird.
No, it's the globe being eaten.
Why are you showing those 2 videos? Those are very old.
Have you seen this guy?
Wolfie 6020? Yes.
No.
Oh.
Who said yes?
I said Wolfie 6020. Yes, I've seen him many times.
No, like this guy named Dwayne.
Dwayne Kellum.
You've heard of him, right?
Yeah, he does. He sends up balloons. Yes.
Okay, so I think the Earth's a globe now.
Excuse me?
It's kind of a joke, but I think the Earth's it depends what link you click on. There's 2 links, so whichever one you want to talk about. Whichever one you pull up.
Aren't these the videos of like when I made the mistake on the globe? 60 proves Earth to be stationary. Oh, I don't know if I've seen this one. Let me see what we got here.
100%.
Yeah, we'll pull one up. Okay. Okay. Your ceiling, do you have popcorn spackling on your ceiling?
No, it's flat.
It's flat. Okay. Can you imagine popcorn spackling on your ceiling?
Sure.
Okay. So go straight up 90 degrees and start going like horizontally to. Okay, this is hard to describe. So, perspective. Things get smaller and smaller in the distance that you look. So, say like the stars in the sky. At the horizon, wouldn't you think like the stars would like get like a bright layer to where you couldn't distinguish the stars if it was flat? Okay, you clicked on the circle one.
So I clicked on a different one because I saw that he said he made a mistake in the last video.
Well, it was 2 links. So the one link was the circle, whatever you call it, around Polaris.
Okay, I don't. What is the point? I'm confused. What you mean?
Well, the other one. Okay, which one do you want to go with? Which one are you clicking on?
I don't know what that means. I clicked on in that video you sent me. I clicked in the description because he said I made a mistake with this video. Here's the right video. So I clicked on the one that said it was the right video. I don't want to watch the mistake video.
Well, ignore the descriptions.
Well, he said he made a mistake in the video. Why would you want me to watch the mistake video? I don't want to do that. He said right in the thing. If I go back here,
the mistake. This is the mistake video.
He says this is part 2 of a video I uploaded yesterday about the lack of movement of the Earth. I made an error on this experiment. Please click on the following link. So I clicked that because why would I want to watch the one he made a mistake on?
That he claims. Okay.
So what is the claim? What about this makes you think that you're on a globe?
I'll just describe it.
Please do.
Okay, so there's the Polaris star circle, like when they do the stop motion cameras and they film it.
Star trails.
Okay, but he didn't. Well, I think the first link is the star trail link. So he clayed some lasers to a globe, and he showed how, like, if it's not perfectly north, like, the star trails won't work. And then he went outside and he did it over 2 days to where he did them both perfectly north. Then he pointed one northwest to where the northwest camera in Polaris shouldn't align perfectly. And it should be like one should do an oval and the Polaris should just stay still if one's northwest. But it did a perfect circle on both of it.
It's just not the case. Anytime you see a perfect circle, it's because somebody's used their computer program to create star trails.
No, he's a flat earther. This guy is a flat earther.
But star trail circles are made in your computer. They're not made in real life. You don't even see a full day of stars. How would you have a circle?
But he did it on a globe. He did it in time, like on a globe, to where like he showed like if he literally glued a laser onto a little model globe,
right,
and then pointed a Polaris laser. He got 2 lasers. He pointed one on Polaris, then he pointed another one like as he was like actually like standing still. Then he tilted it, and he's like, okay, it's going to make a perfect circle, like a compass, the measurement compass type thing. And then he showed how if you tilted it and only focused on not the Polaris, but the other angle, it would make an oval.
Correct.
But then he did it in real life to where he pointed a camera straight at Polaris and it did the star trail, a perfect circle. Then he pointed it to the left, like another camera to the left, and it didn't make an oval. It made another perfect circle.
Okay, so see if you see what it makes sense what I'm saying. That he didn't see the stars for 24 hours. So therefore, you're saying he made a circle or an oval, but that's impossible to know because you don't actually see that. That's done in a computer program. It takes with a little turn that you see and then completes the circle. So it wouldn't show you if there was an oval.
Oh, so was it Dwayne did a computer program over 24 hours?
That's what every star trail is. How do you think that a star trail could ever show a circle? You don't see stars for 24 hours. So how would you ever see a circle in the sky?
Actually, now that you're talking, I think he said he did it over 4 hours.
Right. So it's only one little part. But think about that. That's 1/5 of a circle. And then people just let the computer program finish the circle, and then they say, "Look, these should be ovals, but they're circles." But
Okay. All right. Let's go to the second link. The second link is, imagine you have stars in a flat plane overhead. Once they get to the distance towards the horizon, they would start accumulating more and more, right?
yes, you mean if it was like if we didn't see
Flat
curve
plane.
linearly?
Yeah, if it was a flat plane overhead.
Gotcha. Yes,
like
they should bunch up as it gets further away.
And that doesn't happen.
Not that I've seen, no. But we see in curves, so I'm not really sure if that's how we would see it.
We don't know. We wouldn't like. Also, this second link wants me to talk about chemtrails. Because do you know how cold it is? 40,000 feet up in the air.
Yeah, it's real cold.
Real cold, right?
Yep.
Do you know? Okay, people that believe in chemtrails. Do you know it's 50 degrees negative Celsius, negative 50 degrees Celsius?
Yes.
40,000, like where the airplanes fly.
Okay.
They're spraying these chemtrails.
Okay.
And that is just literally the exhaust of the.
So when you hear, didn't you hear the girl call the guy from NASA and ask if they were spraying? And he said, "Yeah, we sprayed lithium." Didn't I send you the video?
Very rarely they probably do.
Did you see when I sent you the video of the person that was a whistleblower who said that she was involved in the chemtrail system? If you check your Telegram, I sent you that video.
I think we were.
Oh, you erased the messages.
I refreshed it like 3 weeks ago, probably.
Yeah, I see that it's gone. All right, I'll look for it for you and I'll send you some stuff. But
okay, looking at directly above you.
1 minute, because we've got people behind you.
All right, I'm just saying, like, looking down to the horizon, like the stars should start accumulating to where the second link that I sent you is a weather balloon that goes up in the air at night, and the stars don't accumulate at the horizon.
I don't know what you mean. This video here by Dwayne Kellum?
Yeah, the stars don't accumulate at the horizon. Like if it was, you know how perspective works, right? Things get smaller and smaller towards the distance. Like it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but where? I don't know what you're saying. Where is it on this video? This is the second video. There's no. You said there's a balloon footage of some stars. Where's that? I'm looking at this.
It's the other one. It's the other link.
Okay,
it's the other link. Okay. I guess it's the first link.
This one.
The first link. I sent you 2 links, so I guess.
Yeah, the reason I don't want to look at this link is because he says he made a mistake here. So I'm not going to watch somebody's mistake video.
All right. Okay. Boom. All right. You nailed that one. But the perspective, if you look, like if stars start accumulating at the horizon, you would think they would start conjugating and making a bright beam if it's flat. If the dome's flat, whatever.
It would start accumulating.
The second link.
Your links are not working. I put both links up there. There's no, look at this is the first one. It's just star trails. Okay. The whole thing. And then here's your second link. Your second link is this globe. And then it shows this guy doing this. So you didn't send me whatever you think it is.
It's not the 2-hour one?
No. So anyway, I gotta let you go because there's a lot of people online, but I'm trying to think of what you're saying is that if it's a flat disc on top of us, as it goes further.
If you send up a weather balloon at night, if you look towards the horizon, you would think the stars would accumulate at the horizon.
Yeah, I don't know, because that's what I'm talking about seeing in curves. If you have to go out and look, you can go out right now and do that. Go out right now, go across the street, find a tree or something and stick a pencil in it, pointing at a certain star. Then cross the street back to where you were and look at where that stick is pointing and it will be nowhere near the star.
Can I use something else with my pencil? All right. Talk to you later.
Later.
All right, bye.
Claptrap back in the house. Let's go with Zexus. What's up, Zexus?
Oh, hey, what's up?
Good to see you. Good to hear from you.
Hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you great.
All right, I got a funny story, so
go ahead. Love to hear funny stories.
my wife and I, we went to do my 10-year-old daughter's.
It's
She was
close.
doing
Oh, sorry. I thought that was a joke.
doing a student council interview, and so we went in there and we sat down and they have these like throw pillows that have like the earth on them, and they're circular pillows.
Okay.
So my wife like holds it up to me. She's like, "Oh, look at this," and I roll my eyes, and then I grab the pillow and I turn it, and it's like a
Peanut size or like oval size or something?
yeah, right. Like it's flat, and I like, and she looks at it. And she goes, "Oh, well, I guess that's a better like model of the Earth." And so the lady looks at us, and we were just snickering, and I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
The teacher looked at you, you mean?
Yeah.
How dare you? I thought that was funny. Did you watch, I don't know, did you see my show earlier? I played a clip of that guy doing his, why he doesn't like momentum in physics. I just thought that video was so funny because it's so true. I mean, that's what these poor people have to go through is like, oh, it's simple. Oh, wait, it's hard. Oh, wait, we do it this way. Oh, wait, everything's different. Oh, fuck, I got to get out of here. Thought that was good stuff. I feel for those guys.
When you look at when you talk, I don't know how old your kids are. I have a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a little baby. But when you like talk to them, like just give them reality. I mean, it's pretty damn simple. You know, like everything they're taught in school is contrary to like what they see around them. I don't know.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah, my kids are one's 25 and one's 2, so. I am not really talking to either one of them right now about reality, but yeah, I mean, if you let them go to, so they still go to public school for you. So,
no.
Okay, good. I think you said so what do they go to private school?
So one's in charter school and the other one we just sent to a private school, which
nice.
Has been it's been disappointing. The private school came down to this like diversity, inclusion, equity program, so we might move forward.
Oh, that's fun. Is it a Christian school or what is it? Just private?
Just private.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if I ever send it to school, which I don't plan on, but if I did, a Christian school would be my first go-to. I mean, because as much as I have issues with the religion, or I think that it's got, obviously some issues, I also recognize it as, if it wasn't for, the whole Target thing that came out with the targeting kids, and it's always the Christians who are the only ones that are standing up and stopping that stuff. So you can't hate on that too much.
The Muslims too.
Yeah, true. The Muslims, I would have no problem with Muslims if it wasn't for this story that is told that just doesn't jive with me, which is, that God knew his Bible got corrupted, so he came back and he gave the new book to the Muslims, but he forgot to tell the Christians, and because of that, they've been killing each other for years, when it would only take God saying, hey, by the way, that book got corrupted, so I rewrote it for them. But no, he forgot to do that. So it's kind of
that makes sense. Yeah, I would agree with that, but that would, like, at this point, I'm not sure I care. I just care which, group is more aligned with my values. So
right.
Christians are having pride parades in their churches. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. No, they've definitely, and this happened long ago, right? The church cucked to science and to popularism a long time ago.
Yep, absolutely.
So, I never started your clock. Well, if you have more to say, you can go ahead. Charlie, Charlie, I see you down there. Don't get too drunk. You're up next. Just wait. Charlie's drinking. He's had 4 beers since we've been here. All right, that's a lie.
All right, I'll catch you next time. Thanks, Karen.
All right, thanks, Zexus, everybody. Thanks for coming on. Charlie, are you able to talk? And if get more drunk if you're sending more super chats.
Hey, am I in the chat? Can you hear me?
I hear you. You're on.
Hey, thanks, Jaron. No, big respect. No, we can handle the whole thing. And hey, you changed the super, the show, Speaker's Corner, from Thursdays to what's going on? I didn't know.
I'm kind of all over the place right now. I might not have scheduled shows much. It depends. I've got some stuff going on, so we'll see how it works out. But the shows will still be here. I might just do kind of a spontaneous thing. But for the most part, it should be on Friday.
Big respects to the Jeranism show.
Hey,
absolutely.
Thank you.
and we're going to continue. I don't have a lot to say.
Okay.
But what I do want to say is,
Cheers. Cheers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big supporter of the show, and thanks for queuing me in.
One of the best supporters of the show. And how many beers have you had, Charlie?
I can't count.
Okay.
I was before this show, and nothing on nobody. But I was in another show from the Bro Sanchez gig. But
Oh, you were on the Brother Sanchez show?
yeah, earlier. Yeah, I'm a feature there.
All right.
But I won't drop the Speaker's Corner because we speak the truth in this channel.
That's what we do. Yes, exactly.
Real science, like that fake stuff. Yeah. And we're still looking, and we're still talking.
It's all we can do.
So big respect to everybody. Hey, man, wrench me up, Jared.
Where you at?
Consider me. Wrench me up.
Go chat. Go say something in the chat. I'll wrench you right now.
Say that again?
Go say something in the chat, and I'll wrench you right now.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, support the show. Trust me. Jeranism, long following, the whole thing.
Beautiful.
He don't mess around.
No, I don't. I don't see. You gonna say something? Waiting for you.
No, if I'm running out of time, I'm big respects. I just want to fall back.
Okay, I'm gonna be looking for you.
I'm alive and very, very healthy.
Very healthy.
Check it out.
Hey, go say something in the chat so I can mod you up.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. That's Charlie, completely in all his faculties, I'm sure. We've got Curvature Nope. Welcome to the show.
How you doing, Jaron?
Excellent.
Wonderful. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you for the, I don't know if I can say conversation, but what you did with Oakley the other day, that was awesome. That was great.
I don't know about awesome, but just miserable.
For sure. Yeah, no doubt that one.
I made sure that there was no razor blades anywhere near the desk during it, so I survived.
That's good. That's good. But I wanted to come up. No, I gotta get my sponsorship in the way. But I wanted to give a shout out to Let's Get Triggered account there on TikTok.
Okay.
I just sent you one of his videos through Telegram.
Okay.
It's about he used the sun and body of water in a wall to create a reflection, and the reflection looks very similar to the stars, stuff we see in the skies and stuff.
Absolutely. I'll bring it up right here. I've seen this myself. I mean, especially when you're anywhere near a pool and you get reflections off of it, it's identical. Let's bring it up here.
Yeah, it's great. Like his 3-pin videos. Like I'd give my time to his 3-pin videos if you want to play them.
So his 3 what?
It pinned videos at the top of his account.
Okay. Let me see here if we go triggered. So the 3 pinned videos. I see. Are these pinned? I don't really know how it works on the computer. So which one? There's Georgia Guidestones, Firmament, Flight Paths, ISS Path?
ISS Path, and yeah, I think, what'd you say the first one? The sun?
Georgia Guidestones, Firmament, Flight Paths, ISS Path, Magnetic Sun, Gravity, and Alima. I don't see where the pinned videos are. It doesn't say pinned.
I was going to say, the last time I went in there, it was the 3 accounts at the top.
So go right now and check, and then send it to me on Telegram which ones to play, and I'll start with the ISS Path.
Absolutely, we'll do.
All right, nice talking to you.
All right, thank you, Jaron.
Peace. Here we go. We're going to watch this.
What up, fam? This is the path of the ISS over a flat Earth and a globe Earth. Now watch the patterns and the shapes and keep them in mind. Use some discernment and think about which one makes more sense. Now watch this. A magnet underneath a ferrocell or a supercell. Notice the shape. Look familiar? Same magnetic field, and now we layer it on the path of the ISS. Makes perfect sense. Now Globers are just going to say, oh, the flat Earth in the beginning is just a 2D projection of the globe. Oh, so how else would we see it? How would we depict a flat Earth? Huh, Globers? How would we even see it? Yeah, that's what I thought. How would we depict a flat Earth? Huh, Globers? How would we even see it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Crickets! What up, fam? This is the path of the ISS over a flat Earth and a globe Earth. Now watch the patterns and the shapes and keep them in mind. Use some discernment. What up, fam? Check this out. If we animate all sun positions over a year, the animation gives us the
that's
impression
beautiful. I've
of
seen
a
this one.
wave going around the field, like an outside source pushing and pulling on the field and then projecting its image in it, that being the sun or the moon. Alright, so check this out. A rainbow is a source projection and its source is the sun. Therefore, if the sun is a source projection of an unknown source, we can start modeling the path of the sun for each observer on Earth. So that's what we did. We took just one longitude, being the 0 UTC meridian on Earth, and then inputted data from observations for azimuth and declination of the sun, and then traced that sun object for that location for a year for each 10th latitude north and south of the equator, and then just let the data run its course for a year.
Isn't that amazing? Who remembers?
Drum roll, guess what the result was? What a surprise.
Who remembers me saying that the flat Earth was shaped like a bundt cake pan? Said this years ago. Bundt cake pan. And what do you know? That's what I said. How do I know that? Because I can look at what the stratosphere height is, and the stratosphere height is the lowest in the North Pole and South Pole, and then the highest at the equator and the mid latitudes. So basically you have a dome-like structure. I don't believe in actual physical like glass dome. I more feel it's like a could be a collection of gases, or it could be some sort of helium, like a superfluid that's kind of attached to the top, but it creates this kind of structure. So you have the sun going around here, and this would actually kind of block some of the sun from getting, so let's say the sun's on the inner track, right? It's not going to really pick up over here, but as it gets to the outside, it starts to spread more, and that's why you get the longer days in Ushuaia and stuff like that. Anyway, I always thought that was very interesting. Let's go back to where we were at. Oops, did I lose TikTok? There we go. Let's keep going.
Torus field around the Earth. Beautiful. Even though the sun is an equal distance to the observer, the shape and the layout still ended up being a torus field. How cool is that?
Okay, and then oops, that's not done yet. What's the other one you said? Magnetic field, magnetic sun, stars. Okay, this one now.
What up, fam? About to ladle some gravy right here. So this is what a torus field looks like underneath a ferrule cell. So for example, let's say that this is the top of the torus field. So let's say that was the top, right? As above, so below. Has some truth to it. And then right in the middle is something called a block domain wall. That's effectively where we live. So we don't live on a sphere, we live in a sphere. So here's another example. We live in the middle, as above, so below. So we know what the torus field looks like underneath a ferrule cell. This is the orbit of the ISS. This is public information. Does the orbit look familiar? How about now? It's following the path of the torus field. And did you guys notice the orbit of the ISS where it does not go? Doesn't go anywhere near the North Pole or the so-called South Pole.
Very true.
So the so-called planets, or just wandering stars, also have perfect sacred geometry, as if they're also following the magnetic field. Heliocentric, geocentric. Not observable reality, all observable reality. Perfect sacred geometry. And then here's another view for you. Look at that. Perfect sacred geometry. Once you understand where you live and how it works, it's honestly immaculate. It's beautiful. I personally don't know how anybody could look at this and think that the Earth was not intelligently designed.
It's accidental. Pretty sure it's just accidental. It's just an explosion in space.
What up, Sam? About to ladle some gravy right here.
I basically disproved earlier with a interview with that guy, Bjorn Jortsen, who is a science philosopher, who basically told you that the entire foundations of cosmology is the worst thing that you can compare to science. It's the furthest thing from science that there can be. There is no observational, testable, repeatable. It's just a philosophy, and it's completely and totally guesswork. There is no way to prove any of it. Think about it. I mean, they tell you that these are our known distances of our standard candles. How do you know the distances to things in the sky? Oh, well, because because you agreed? You can't know the distance to things in the sky. Yet you're like, oh yeah, we know the distance. Sure you do. Standard candles, that's the way we know the distances to things. It's just agreed upon garbage from people who hate the creator and want every way possible to make it so that we're the smartest things that ever existed on the earth. And that's pretty sad. And then you said stars, but I don't see that one on here. I'm blind. Let me check one more time. Not. Sea cables. Good. Sea cables is great. Hopefully this guy's doing good work. I did not know of this guy. The earth is still flat. Let's get triggered. I'll check him out later. Lots of good stuff here. Thank you very much. Let's go back to the call board. 1 second. I got to fix this. Where are we at here, main? Uh-oh, we got a little problem here. All right, let's go with, oh, no. Come on. Brenda Debates in the house. Brenda, you going to call me Truth Teller Supreme? As you should.
Truth Teller Supreme.
Thank you very much.
You told the truth.
Thank you very much.
I saw your debate with Nathan Oakley.
Thank you very much.
And I have to say, you were right.
Wow, that's a first time ever.
Yes, you are correct. Science does not prove things.
Right.
And you had a fairly decent sort of practical argument.
I struggled on some of those.
There's a better logical argument.
Please, give it to me.
What Nathan and what's his name? John's what's his name? Quantum Eraser are promoting is called logical positivism.
Right.
And logical positivism was refuted a long time ago because the verificationist principle can't be verified. It's because the logic of what they're saying is affirming the consequence.
If you watch my show today, I went into that.
I didn't see your show today.
Yes, I went into the fact that it is affirming the consequent because
it is.
Yeah, you can't say if P then Q, Q therefore P. It doesn't work.
That's right. And he's also incorrect when saying that if you fail to prove your hypothesis, you thereby prove the null, and that's also false.
Correct.
Because that's not how logic works. So if it rains, the street will be wet. The street is wet. It does not follow that it rained.
Correct.
If somebody could have turned on the sprinkler.
Right.
So if I fail to prove the hypothesis that if it rained, the street is wet, it doesn't mean, right, the null is true.
Correct.
That's only correct in the case of a strict
logic thing.
Disjunctive syllogism, and they aren't. Not all syllogisms are disjunctive.
Yeah, and I have to admit that I was kind of lost as far as what logic is. I had to look into that a little bit today, and yesterday too, to kind of get a better understanding. But I just said, okay, this is very. It's like a simple kind of outline, if you will, but it doesn't apply to real life because you can always come up with like you said, if I say heat causes water to boil. And then I go over
it doesn't, obviously.
And if I made
you can put water in a vacuum, it will boil.
Right. Well, I think they would say
it doesn't cause boiling, does it?
Yeah, it's actually pressure. But they would just say, they would redo their hypothesis to say heat at atmospheric pressure at 1 atmospheric pressure causes water to boil. But the problem with all that is, first of all, what is boiling? It's like, think about when you boil water. At what point are you going to say now it's boiling? When the first bubble appears?
Boiling is when there are dissolved gases in water most of the time, and so boiling is when those dissolved gases come out of solution.
Do you think that those all happen at exactly 100 degrees Celsius?
No, there's a complicated relationship between heat and pressure, vapor pressure, that determines whether or not what water is going to do, and it's actually pretty complicated. I wouldn't pretend to understand it fully. Right?
No,
so
I don't know.
It's going to change depending on the atmospheric pressure. That will change it, and then the heat will change it.
Well, also the container it's in. There's like all kinds of people have done tests, and they've shown that
Yeah.
A glass container might be 99 degrees. Something else might be 101.
Yeah.
But then also
you were absolutely correct, and Nathan was his typical self.
Yeah, well, what do you do?
I imagine it's a mystery to him why nobody likes him, but it shouldn't be a mystery to anybody else. He's just a mean person. He's mean, right?
I think it comes with having a know-it-all attitude, and then you don't have anybody who comes and debates you anymore. So basically all they do every day is build up a echo chamber to where they're all kind of rooting each other on and telling each other how smart they are. And if you do that every day, you're so smart. Yeah, you're right. We've disproven this. I mean, they actually said that they disproved the tangent. It's like, what do you mean you disproved a geometrical idea? What do you mean you disproved? Oh, well, we could disprove because of the black swan. Okay, well, then you disproved the Earth horizon, but you didn't touch a tangent. How can you disprove a tangent?
Tangents are when you have like a vertical to a curve.
Yes.
Basically, a tangent is the derivative of the function of that curve at that point.
Right.
That's what a tangent
So you can't debunk that. How are you going to debunk a tangent?
It's calculus.
Yeah, I know. It's not even a thing to debunk. It'd be like me saying I debunked parallel lines or I debunked a radius.
Yeah. But what you can do is you can falsify claims, and you had earlier something on about star trails, and star trails falsify flat Earth, because if the Earth was flat, there could only be one pole of rotation, but there's two poles of rotation, so the Earth can't be flat.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can have your opinion on that. I'll have mine, but I do think that
Not an opinion, it's logic. It's not opinion.
So how come the sun rays?
There's a difference between opinion and logic.
Okay, so tell me
logic
this.
isn't opinion.
Okay, but on the sun rays, why do we have anti-crepuscular rays meeting at a point behind me?
Because that's what parallel rays look like.
They go out from the sun, wrap around, and then go back and touch at the other side?
Yeah, that's what it looks like when when lines are parallel, right? Like that. That's what it looks like.
So if you think of the sun,
railroad tracks do the same thing.
And so you couldn't have a part of the sky that things rotate around in the south?
Well, you don't have a south on a flat Earth.
Yes, we do.
You don't. No, you don't.
Opposite of the north.
You don't have a south. There's no opposite of the center of the flat disk.
Yeah, you face the north and then turn around.
Yeah, but that's 360 degrees. Every point
It's
on the
180
edge of the flat Earth
degrees.
is south.
Yes.
360.
If you're standing facing north and you turn around to the south, you turn 180.
So every point on the rim of the flat Earth is south, then, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's not a direction. That's 360 degrees.
Yeah, well, I don't understand what you're saying. So you're just saying like that's impossible because you've been taught a globe, or what?
It's not a point.
Yeah, but that's not what we're saying.
Right.
We're not saying this is around a point that stays stationary there.
Well, that's what north and south are. They're points.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's, again, you if you've bought into everything that you've been taught, then I could see your problem. You're going to think
It's
that way.
not buying into anything. This is just how geometry
Okay.
works. These aren't you need to learn the difference between opinions and objective facts, right? Objective facts
All right,
are not.
get your final words in. You got
they're
30
not
seconds.
Subject to opinion.
30 seconds.
They're not subject to opinions.
Of course not. Anything that you believe.
Oh, I'll
is,
just say.
I mean, you have to remember.
Correct.
You
are correct that science cannot prove things. It can only falsify claims. It can't prove them with a deductive certainty. You can get.
It can't falsify claims either.
Of course you can.
You mean falsify like 100% proven or disproven?
No, 100% disproven.
Give me an example.
That's what it means to falsify.
Yeah, but I just was talking to people earlier.
Okay,
and
example then would be if it rains, the street will be wet. You can't prove that because the street could be wet for reasons other than rain.
Right.
But you can falsify it.
How?
The street is not wet, therefore it has not rained.
No, maybe I put a canopy over the street.
No, the street is not wet, therefore it has not rained.
But maybe it's raining.
That falsifies.
No, it is raining. It is raining. I put a canopy over the street.
You don't get to retroactively change the hypothesis.
What? I didn't change any hypothesis.
Yeah, you did.
How? You said if it rains, the street is
Change
wet.
the conditions. Right. Well, if I put a canopy over it, the street will be dry whether it rains or not.
Right.
Right.
So just because you witnessed something and you say, "Oh, then I proved it," but you didn't. What else? There's other things involved. All right, I got to go.
You don't get to.
Yes, I know.
All right.
Facts and yeah, I'll get all that. Geocentricity, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, brother?
How are you?
Good, man. Hey, I just want to make a shout out to Curvature Nope. He was there just like 2 guests ago.
Yeah, I saw him.
We're buddies on TikTok, and the guy that you were watching was Casey Industry, and he's really good.
No,
He's
that's
really
not
good.
Casey
He's
Industry.
doing a really good job.
That's not Casey Industry.
Oh, that's not Casey Industry. I'm sorry. I was trying to look at the name, but it kind of looked like him.
No,
I'm so sorry.
no problem.
I have a small screen, man. So
his name is just the Earth is still flat. Let's get triggered. 611. He's got 11.8 thousand followers. But no, that's not Casey. That's not Caleb.
Okay, my bad, man.
I don't know who this is.
It looked like him when you were playing the video. I was trying to look at the name, but the letters are so small.
I kind of see him a little bit. You're right. I do see a little bit of him, but it's not him.
Hey, so just a general question: do you believe in lands beyond the poles?
In the South, I do. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too. Okay, that's good.
I think that there's
I never hear you talk. Oh, maybe I missed it. I don't hear you talk.
Oh no, I mean, I think that there's so much evidence of that. I mean, first of all, I know it's nothing, but the Getty Museum in L.A. Getty was super rich. They've got this huge fountain out in their courtyard that is clearly a flat Earth map, and it's got in the exact place where Summer. Oh, right there on your map behind you. Oh, you don't have the outer continents, but there's Summers.
No, I made this myself. So.
Oh, okay, nice. The Summers Gate, which is basically like if you went Hawaii and then south, there's what's called Summers Gate, and it probably opens up every once in a while. And then I personally, I think Captain Cook left there. I think many people have left there. I think the Mayans left there. So that's what I think. But yes, I think there's land south. North, I think there's something at the North Pole, but if I had to choose to go one way or the other, I'd go south.
Do you know that in Hawaii there's a city called Captain Cook?
I don't doubt it. I mean, they have the whole story that the natives killed him and then they ate him and then they gave back the hand to the.
Right.
It's just such a stupid story because they have the story of he's the captain of the ship and he went on shore when there was nobody else there with no protection and then they all attacked him and ate him.
Right.
But again, there's no evidence. The only evidence that they have is a book being written that says, then they handed us the hand and we looked at it and it was definitely Captain Cook's hand. So we sailed away. Yeah.
Have you seen the videos of the boats showing up in Antarctica? Have you seen any of those?
No.
Like the marinetraffic.com, right?
Okay.
Where you can track the vessels?
Oh, yeah. Dave showed me a couple places where they're way out in Antarctica. Does it still show that?
No. I've seen it. It was a long time ago. I've seen it since Barnabas Nagy
I like that guy.
Posted it. Yeah. I've seen it since a long time ago. He showed it the first time I saw that.
Barnabas Nagy, I think, right?
Barnabas Nagy, yeah, but I don't see him anywhere anymore. I guess he stopped.
I have not seen him.
Highly censored.
Good call. I've not seen him there.
Yeah. I think Kiribati and Hawaii has a lot to do with the flat Earth and a lot to do with the summer gates and a lot to do with trade routes.
There's a bunch of ships in Antarctica.
Yeah.
A fishing
boat.
I wanted. That's this boat is all the way thousands of miles inside Antarctica. What does it say? Passenger vessel.
Yeah.
This vessel is out of coastal AIS range. Access vessel and voyage details versus satellite. I don't know why that's out there. Anyway, go ahead.
So I don't want to take a lot of your time, but I wanted to bring this real quick. Do you know what active denial system is? This is all public documentation. This is public information. This is not something I'm making up.
What'd you say? Active denial?
Yeah.
No, tell me what it is. I think I've heard it, but I don't know what it is.
It's you know about this. It's the microwave satellite that sits on top of a Humvee, a military Humvee, and it could shoot at the military personnel can point a distance, and it will create a invisible wall of heat, and it goes in between 90 degrees to 130 degrees, and they use this to disperse riots.
I've heard of it. Okay.
Protest.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. So since Jesse Ventura made the documentary of HARP, you've seen that, right?
Yep.
It's antennas. It wasn't the same type of antenna. What the military uses is a flat dish. It's like a microwave antenna, and that's how they use it now. But that project was the same concept. It's just it was radio antennas though, not like flat microwave dish.
Because
like
all they were
radio
doing is they
antennas.
heated the atmosphere, right?
Yeah, ionosphere.
Yeah.
That's the research. But the concept stayed the same. You apply a lot of electricity, you have a dish, and you get heat, right?
So it's almost like a directed energy weapon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that I'm getting to it. So, you know, now they've made it portable where the police can carry like this small thing right here, and they could like have small areas where they could heat up people to
Right.
concentrate it, you know. It's all the same thing. The
Mhm.
same thing. So there's this the one that the military has that's on I think it's on an 8-wheeler is 3.2 megawatts.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Now there's this device that most flat earthers don't know about it. It's called the SBX-1. I don't know if you've ever heard about this.
You mean the boat that's out there?
Yeah. Was I the one that already showed you this?
Yeah,
Or did
I think you
hear
called
about
last
this?
week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed
Oh, okay.
somebody who was on earlier. But yeah, so that's the boat that was outside of California off the coast and then was off Hawaii this past week, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, it's saying since March 2023, right? That that was the last location. It was in Honolulu, but it was taken out by tugboats, and the tugboats, they don't have a lot of gasoline with them, and I'm not sure if it was still traveling at that time. But I guess I told you about the whole Hawaii thingy already.
It's still sitting. It still shows it as sitting in outside of Pearl Harbor.
Off the coast.
Yeah.
Right. I made a really good video about like showing how Lahaina was in exact range. Like it's the only thing you need with this device is line of sight, like a Bluetooth.
Right. So
that's
what's
all
weird?
that you need.
Have you heard that people say that the storm came from the hills, the mountains?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
They all say,
Well,
which is very strange. I guess they're not. You know, everybody says that's never happens. That they never get storms from the mountains.
Right. I mean, think about this for a second. If you look at the SBX-1, it has like a dome spherical shield, but that's just the shield. That's not the actual antenna. If you remove the shield, you have the flat microwave dish, right?
Okay.
All you got to do, it's 21.3 megawatts. That's 8,500 houses that you can power with that they have on that ship. And they say that it's for the engines and, you know, for the satellite also. But if you divert, if you're not running the engine,
Oh yeah, I
if you
see. It's the
divert
same.
whole
It's
power
like an
to it-
octagon shaped flat.
underneath
a
It's
circle.
still like a flat dish. It's the same concept.
Yes.
And you know, all they got to do is like force the beam onto this city and create a lot of heat. It doesn't even have to be on the ground. It can be in the air. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna create massive amounts of winds, and that's gonna throw down because there's the government.
And
is
then all
saying-
you need is
and
you need an electrical line to spark, and it's over.
That's it. There's a guy out there that's called, oh my god, I don't remember the name right now. He's on a boat, and he's just like a beach bum, and they're constantly on the boat, and you can see the winds, Jaron, without any clouds. It was zero. It was just the blue skies. The winds were crazy. Like I guess I have to drop you the video, but the wind started like blowing like crazy. The guys like literally went down in the ship to like hide, and the guys like screaming like, "Oh my god!" But out of nowhere, bro. This came out of nowhere. Like,
Will you send me that video?
If you get, I mean, I don't know if I get kicked out if you end this live, right? I still stay in the chat after this. After I hang up, I can send it to you.
Yeah, either. Well, I don't look at the private chat much, but if you don't have Telegram, this is the best way.
Oh no, I'm not in your Telegram, but I can check. You
just put it in there. Put it in the chat. That's fine.
Right in StreamYard.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to give me like a couple seconds.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
You can do it after.
I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it after. That's fine.
Do you know how many people operate that thing, that boat? I just saw right.
No idea. I know that 21.7, 21.3, 21.7 megawatts can power 8,500 houses.
It says 72 crew members operate the vessel and rotate on and off every 9 weeks. They just completed their longest deployment, 662 days at sea, and have been at Pearl Harbor for a few months for maintenance and about $70 million of upgrades. The MDA would not disclose an exact departure date, but said it would be in the near future.
All right. Now, I believe that thing diverted Hurricane Hillary. And I believe that that thing also did California because it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing.
What do you expect What do you expect these coming 2 days? Because my guess would be if they can pull this, if Hillary comes aboard, which it didn't look like it's much now, but let's say it does come on to California, the same thing's going to happen because all you need to do is spark one little fire. And then if you have winds like that, people need to recognize that winds like that will destroy. I mean, because fire, just you have embers throwing everywhere, just starting fires everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be very easy for them to do.
I mean, the California thing happened like a couple of years ago, right?
Which one? The Paradise Fires?
And the one that burned up all the way to the coast.
Yeah,
It was so weird. Like the aluminium rims was melted just exactly in like Hawaii. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing. You don't see that anywhere else happening.
I went looking as hard as I could to find any evidence of that, like 70s or 80s, like fire that I couldn't find anything. But it's kind of hard to find. Obviously, they didn't have a lot of camera stuff.
Exactly. You know what I think they did at the end is that they just like send the device into full throttle. That's why nobody could have survived when they were in the fire because it was so hot at that area right there that, everybody got,
scary. And the one thing I've always hated, and this is part of the reason, is I hate when people say like, oh, the elite, they don't kill people. It's like, okay, you keep believing that.
I mean, come on.
People say that. People are like, no, they would never, there's no, everything's a false flag. Nobody ever dies. It's, it's
Zuckerberg
crazy.
comes up with $50 million and Jeff Bezos comes up with $100 million to invest there. You ain't got nowhere else to invest. Like there's a lot of land in the U.S. I mean, come on. I mean, I know it's a little bit more expensive, but there's the whole Caribbean too. I mean, don't come by the Caribbean. I mean the Caribbean, but I'm saying, man,
it'll be interesting to see what happens now.
Awkward.
What are they going to rebuild there? Because Lahaina was beautiful, but it was
I guess you didn't. I guess you never seen all the advertisement about smart cities.
Oh no, that's what
Hawaii.
I mean. That's you watch. That's what's going to happen. You watch. That's what they're going to do. Because those are all owned by local people, and they're just not going to have money to rebuild, and then they're going to get bought out. Yeah.
And I didn't know this, but I had a lot of people. A lot of people are speaking out like crazy. And even like pages like BitChute.com, every single personal video from somebody from Lahaina, the comments are disabled. And I sent them an email, I'm like, hey,
that's weird.
Aren't you guys like, freedom of speech and this and that, yada yada? And the guy sent me back. He's like, can you send me the videos that were disabled? I was like literally 90% of the videos that comes out from the people from Lahaina have comments disabled. Like you cannot make communication with them. You cannot ask them their names. They're just reshared. They're not like they're not, those videos comes out from Twitter and places like that, but people reshare them in BitChute.com, and it disperses because in YouTube it's just going to collapse and nobody's going to see it.
What do you think of what do you think of all the fakery that goes on? Like, is that from truthers or do you think it's from opposition? Like, who is making videos that?
What kind of fakery? Because
they were showing like all these old. They show all these old telephone lines catching on fire or old transformers blowing, and then everybody's sharing them saying it's Hawaii, but it ends up not being Hawaii. It's like, why can't we just stick to? It's like I would never post something like that. It's just
I get tired of that.
Well, it hurts us. I don't know why people think like if you're trying to get a point across by showing a lie, you immediately hurt the entire thing because somebody who even buys in, let's say I buy into it. I'm like, and I go share it with my friends. And then one of them comes back and says, you idiot, this is from Detroit from 6 years ago. That person may not any longer believe in the conspiracy because of what you just did. So you're actually hurting people. You're actually hurting us by doing that. Like just share the truth, share things that you know are true. And people are in such a hurry to get things out. It's like, relax, like take time to actually research what you're putting out. But I guess, I'm never going to convince anybody. People, and this is the sad thing about the world that we live in now in the TikTok era, is that people realize that you can make money off lies.
There's a lot of infiltration.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a lot of infiltration.
And they're like playing off the fact that like conspiracy theorists are so quick to share things that they know that if they put out junk that it will get shared. And then before you know it, it's got 75,000 views. And that just means 75,000 people now believe something that isn't true. So.
Yeah. I just wanted to say one more thing before I go.
Yes.
That device debunks the globe.
Which device?
The SBX one.
Yes, because it's probably like everything else. It uses over the horizon radar, and it probably uses a flatter.
Yeah, but get this: It's
Yes.
accurate up to 3,000 miles
Yeah, that's because
from its location to detect a beach ball. Okay, so for your viewers
Mhm.
from Hawaii, which is in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, to California, it's only 2,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this thing can look farther. Of course, it needs line of sight farther than California. But and this also applies to the
Well,
to the
they tell us that it bounces off the ionosphere, but if I just did on my show today, I showed that the over the horizon radar
scatter
uses
propagation.
Yeah, but it uses a flat Earth, so they don't even use the globe.
Right. Yeah. I believe it's just straight across. I don't think that has to maybe it has to bounce off because it has you have the lower atmosphere that's more denser, and that's why they use tropospheric scatter propagation just to bounce off or to meet the signals
Possibly
in halfways. Yeah. But this blows many things out of proportion because 3,000 miles from that device, and this is public knowledge.
Mhm.
This is not something that is hidden from the military. This is public knowledge.
Yeah.
It could reach Japan and China.
Yep.
And I believe that's there and it's never going to move. So I'm not going to fearmonger anymore about this device. It's never going to move there because it's strategically located. If it was actually defending the United States, I believe it should be off the coast of Washington, D.C.
Yeah, because what they say is it's basically there
islands.
to check for any kind of nuclear launch or missile launch. Right?
Yeah, but wouldn't that be more correct if it was defending from Russia, which is more of a threat than China down there?
I just showed on my video earlier that there is no protection north. We have one off the west coast looking west. We have one off the east coast looking east. There's nothing protecting the north. We're like,
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be where somebody would come from if we believed your stories?
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate the call.
you. Take care, Mike.
And you're going to come back to the chat and give me that link.
I'm highly censored, bro, because I've been posting a lot about Lahaina and people don't get my links. People don't react. Nobody reacts.
No, put in this chat.
Which I believe that is. Oh, I'll put it in that chat.
There you
All right,
go.
bro. I'll do that. Man. I'm so sorry. Man.
No
My
problem.
bad.
Later. Zexus is back. Zexus, did you miss me?
I'm a little angry.
Uh-oh.
So who was that alleged woman who was Brenda?
Brenda, yes.
Yeah. So I have a sister who proclaims she's non-binary, and when she said she told me that, I asked her what that meant, and she said, well, it's not her job to teach me that, so I had to go learn it. So I went to go learn whatever that meant, and I figured out it was horseshit. It doesn't mean anything.
Sorry.
So, Brenda, I kind of like you because you're a woman who's talking, but you don't show your face because women shouldn't do that.
Wait. Brenda
They
is
shouldn't
a
be on the internet
Brenda's
showing their face.
Brenda's a guy. Well, I mean, okay, according
Yeah.
to gotcha. Just making sure you understand.
But if he's trying to pretend to be a woman,
Yes.
at least he's not showing his face. But
He has before. She has before.
my second ask is, if you really want to be a woman, stop talking. Women shouldn't be on the internet talking. What is wrong with you? You think you're smart and you're saying all these facts and you're getting owned in real time, but you're trying to pretend to be a woman. This is ridiculous. Sorry, man.
You're preaching to the choir here. I think so too. I don't care what adults do in their privacy of their own home. I don't, if for instance, if a guy wants to go dress as a woman and do tranny, or what is that stuff called? What do you call it if you do drag?
LARPing?
No, drag queen. If you want to be a drag queen, I don't care. Go do a drag queen. If people want to go watch that, adults can do that, whatever. I have a problem when you start bringing kids into it, which is happening recently. That's a problem. And I guess I just want equal representation. What I mean by that is that, which I don't really want it, it's just I hope they would understand that if I'm required, so when Brenda comes on my show, I'm required to call her she, or I'm supposed to. That's being polite, right? I have to call her she. If I call her he, I'm going to get yelled at and called a bigot. Okay, well, she's on my show calling me a liar, calling me a grifter, so just as she doesn't like to be called he, I don't like to be called grifter or moron or retard. So my deal is, if she calls me Truth Teller Supreme and stops ever using any other name to call me, then I'll call her she. So I mean, and that's how it should always be. I mean, if when are we going to draw the line of when how we feel is what people should address us as? Like I said before, I prefer to be called Your Highness or King by everybody. And if you come on the show and you forget to do that, then you're a bigot. And I should be able to yell and scream and get some people to back me because you're not adhering to what I see myself as. So we can't have people dictating what they want others to address them as, or else where does that end? Again, I mean, can I identify as a black man and come here, say the N-word a bunch of times, and then people will be like,
Nigger.
yeah, you can't do that. You know, come on, what are you going to do? But again, it's where does the line drawn? So I mean, this is the problem. We always start somewhere and then it goes too far. It's the story of everything in history. It's like you kind of give somebody a little inch, and before you know, you're like, oh shit! Look at 5 years ago where we were versus now. And it's because we let a little bit go. All right, you can, okay, we'll go with the pronouns. All right, you can put he, she at the end of your name. And then now it's like a whole thing. And here's another reason I'm not really comfortable in getting, this is just recent too. What if, because it certainly seems like the government is responsible for this. Here's what I say. If the government didn't pull atrazine and put stuff in the water and actually is feminizing men, then it's possible that the people themselves don't have anything to do with it. Imagine so, and then if the government found out that they did that, they couldn't be against it. They would have to embrace it. And what is the government doing right now? They're embracing it, almost like they caused it. So I think that makes more sense to me than we're just in a place where people are all just for whatever reason confused. It would make more sense. And again, Alex Jones, I know with the fish, the gay frogs or whatever, but that's true. That's what their tests show, that they can actually turn male frogs into females with just using the #1 pesticide in the country.
Yeah, but Alex Jones is like a Israel cuck, man.
No, I agree with that, but so I don't look
guess
at.
He got something right, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, I more look at people's information, and I'm just saying that when he said that, everybody laughed at him. And then I did the research on atrazine, and you can look it up right now. Just look up atrazine, and it's the first or second or third link of them in a paper saying that it turned the male frogs into females, and it continues to do that. And it's the #1 pesticide in the United States. So basically, we've all been eating it like crazy. If you eat, I mean, this is why you got to eat organic. This is why you can't eat processed foods, because they're actually poisoning you. So anyway, I guess I get a little bit, it's the same reason why I don't really go, I'll call people gay or whatever, but I really don't go real hard at it like others, because we don't know their life. So for example, if that person was molested as a child, and maybe they don't even know it, that maybe it happened when they were 3 by their uncle. So that I don't want to ever judge people because I don't know what led them to that decision. Now, again, if I see the person out front having sex with a guy in front of a tree or something, well, then I have a problem because you can control that, but if you're just talking about somebody being gay, no, I mean, I don't think that's, again, I'm not in charge of judging people. That's not for me to decide. But I do think once you bring in kids, or you think that you got to write books and that they got to be all over the library, and you've got to have the gay ABCs, and you're teaching, 6-year-old, I mean, we got a problem. That's not okay. And anybody who wants to tell me that I need to treat gay people equally as straight, again, I have to ask the question, do we realize, let's all be gay then, and then guess what? The entire human race goes away. So does that seem like that's the correct thing? If you're going to tell me that gay is no different than straight, do you realize that one direction would completely erase the species, and the other direction is how we're all here? Every single gay person is here because of a straight relationship. So obviously,
right, but gay is not like a good thing. Like,
no,
we need to teach our kids that.
No, I didn't say it's a good
thing.
thing.
Like a positive thing that we should celebrate.
No, again, I'm just somebody who believes that adults behind closed doors, that's not for me to judge. But again, how often does that actually happen? I've heard gay people tell me that like gay men are some of the worst most disgusting, they'll like go to clubs and like have sex with multiple people in a night, just like stuff that you don't even hear about straight people doing. This just kind of like a free loving. Again, if it's adults, who am I to say what they can or can't do? But as long as they keep it behind closed doors, which is not happening now. Now we got Target with their tuck friendly stuff. And I mean, everything just gets out of control. And here's the problem. Once you've told people that it's, how do you say it? Once you've made that concession that, okay, it is equal, we're all the same and everything's the same. Well, then you have to realize that it's going to keep going. Now I heard the other day that they're like protesting that they want equal representation in all Hollywood movies. They want like 50% of the acting role. It's like, here's the problem is you've already told them that they're equal. So now how are you going to disagree with that? And it's only going to go further. It's only going to go to the next step. They're going to keep taking it further because you've never put your foot down. And this is the problem with, government and what they're doing. They're just, once you've given a little bit, it's like the whole thing with the pedophiles, or, they want to like reduce the age of consent. It's like all going in the wrong direction. I don't know how it ever happened.
So, Jaron, my point is to Brenda. If you're a serious person, if you want to have a conversation, show your face. I'm a nobody. I live in Arizona. I'm a nobody. I just call into Jaron's show. Show your face and have a conversation. Like, if you really are confident about yourself, you're not going to be like silent, like trying to do like Jew tricks and say like these weird shit about nothing makes sense about what she says. So, sorry.
It's okay. I would agree that sometimes the person seems very, again, this is the false bravado that science gives you, where you think just because you back science that you're right about things, and then you often make mistakes, but you're so positive that you've got to be smarter than a flat earther that she's come on here before and said that all satellites have to be 1,000 miles or further. And I kept saying, that's ridiculous. No, they don't. They can be any distance. No, you don't know anything about it. You think you know everything, but I was right. There's been numerous times where she is just wrong and doesn't realize it. Called in telling me about my experiment being wrong, called in, told me something else about, and it's just like every time the person ends up being wrong, and they never fess up to it either. Which is just, I don't know. I see it all the time from Globe Believers. I think what happened is you had a bunch of people who were kind of like behind closed doors. They were quiet, they were subdued, and they kind of maybe felt dumb about themselves. And then Flat Earth came out and they were like, their eyes got all wide and they said, oh my goodness, I'm smarter than some people. If people believe the earth is flat, then I'm smarter than them. And so what did they do? They started to get real cocky about it, and they made channels. And this is where you get Fight the Fat Shirt. This is where you get McToon. This is where you get By Man Dan. That these are people who felt like this is their first opportunity to be smarter than somebody and like to show off and show that they're smart by simply saying, I believe the globe. I believe everything they say. I believe what NASA does. And let's make fun of these flat earthers. And I think that they're getting embarrassed. And they're really upset because they thought it would go away.
I want to say to like McToon and Brenda, you know what? You guys are so smart, but yet I have like a 4,000 square foot house. I have 3 kids. I have 2 Teslas. I'm not delusional about the Teslas. Let's just get that straight. I know. I'm trying to save gas. So, can you explain to me how you're smarter than I am? I make a lot of money. My wife stays home and takes care of the kids.
That was over the Tesla. Yeah, no, I mean, again, it's the one thing I wish people would realize is being a flat earther is not indicative of your intelligence. Like globe earthers think that you're smart if you take every bit of your beliefs from somebody else. They literally do not have any beliefs of their own. I mean, you don't need to ask Simon Dan one question about one belief, because all you need to do is look in a physics book and whatever it says is what he believes. To me, there's no more worthless existence than that. If I literally had no beliefs of my own, I believed what science said, and that was it. I mean, what a joke. Science has been proven wrong over and over. That's the point of science. It's always wrong, and it always will be. And it will always only get us closer to the truth as long as you have people telling the truth. But we have people now who can get away with gross gross lies. Look what happened with COVID. I mean, so again, I just think it's indicative of the world that we live in. And where are all these smart? This is why, I mean, the guy Mindshock actually believes that flat Earth is a psyop because of the level of intelligence from the Globers. He's shocked that he's like, where are the smart Globers? Where are the guys that are going to argue the points of the globe? There's nobody. It's like these guys that argue them are terrible. I mean, think like Professor Bryant that was arguing with. Think about all the debates that Austin's had. Has he had one opponent that's even worth anything? They're so clueless.
He wrecked all of them.
Yeah, it's so close. So this is why to them they think it's a psyop, because he's like, why wouldn't the globe be stronger? Why doesn't Neil deGrasse Tyson do a Friday night show of proving the globe on Fox? Be a huge show. They don't do it. They just stay away from it. Pretty crazy.
Wasn't he supposed to go on Rogan?
Yeah, he was supposed to do it with Eric Dubay, and then he backed out. Again, their excuse is always going to be, we don't want to give attention to flat Earth, which is so stupid, because if you could debunk it, that is the exact attention you would give it. You would get on TV and you would debunk it. You wouldn't just sit around and let it keep growing and growing and growing and be like, well, we don't want to give it any credit. Yeah, so debunk it. Stop just sitting around doing nothing. Anyway, I got to go. We got more people behind you.
All right, man.
Later. Gibby, Gabby, Gooby. Welcome to the show.
Hey, man, I just got to mute you over here. I'm watching it on
Sounds good.
What's up, buddy?
Mute me away. It's all right. I'm used to being muted.
How you doing, Jaron?
Doing well,
Good,
thank
brother.
you. We are giving you 3 minutes. Go.
Yeah, man, I'm just, I just want to, give a heads up to everybody that the flat Earth is based. It's awesome, and yeah, the globe earthers are idiots, and you got to tell them straight up,
Nice.
You got to stop babying these people, just like these protected peoples, for example, right? Like these scientism, for example, the pets of these elites, right? We got to stop babying them. It's time to start bullying them with the truth.
Yeah,
They bully us.
Huh?
They bully us.
Yes. I mean, you mean like the mainstream guys, or are you talking about the guys on like YouTube?
I'm talking about anybody like fight the tight shirt.
Right. No, those guys are just, they're rude at every point. They think that a good show is them just making as many jokes about, and they always have to joke like, anything you say, they'll just pull of course no flat earther would know that. That's what they think is funny.
Yeah, and I pay attention to these idiots because I think it's funny too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see them going, they do their debunk videos, and they always have an answer for everything, and it's always math, right? I forget, intelligent people like us, we understand that you have to do practical experiments, and in today's scientism day and age, it's been replaced with math.
Mm-hmm.
And they always have a mathematical equation answer, with this edit and this is going to fix this, and
yeah, imagine how easy that would be
experience.
if they turn up a dial until you can see the item, and they're like, that's how much refraction there is. Like, that's not science. Knock it off.
Yeah, and it's like you have to add this equation which fixes it
Yeah,
for this.
of course.
And we came up with that.
Yeah, I'm sure that
We'll give it to you.
no globe earther on YouTube has ever come up with anything. They don't have any formula, nothing.
Right.
All that was handed to them. They don't have anything.
Handed, exactly. And we have the same opinions based on the practical experiments that we do individually.
Meaning?
Like if I, for example, try and see something that shouldn't be seen
Gotcha.
due to physical curvature, I can see it. It's an experiment that you could do and I could do, and we can both come to the same conclusion.
Right.
Something is off, right? Either the world is way bigger than they say, or it's level, for example. But
yeah, I don't like that one, by the way. I hear
they
that
have
a
to look
lot.
it
I
up.
don't think that that's possible that the Earth is bigger than they tell us, because the stars,
Yeah,
I don't think would operate the way they do.
I'm not about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm about the plane with the hierarchical, what's it called? The dome, I guess.
Mhm.
The firmament. Like,
Yeah.
the Christmas tree is exactly that, right? With Polaris at the top.
Good call. Yeah, to start at the top of the tree. I told Dave Weiss the other day, I said to him, because he was asking me about eclipses, and I said, it's funny because I was just thinking about it right now. So like the bundt cake pan that I showed earlier, imagine that there's just a little dip at the top middle, And that little dip, if the sun was going around and the moon was straight across from it, could cause a shadow to cross the moon, which is just the dip of the dome. But anyway.
Yeah, and also if you test it yourself, the shadows that you would see on a sphere is
totally
different than
different.
a shadow that you would see on a plate.
Absolutely. Yeah. They always show, they say, oh, a sphere is the only thing that, shows a consistent curve. No, go do a sphere shadow off of a sphere and it like it goes like elongated and then it doesn't do at all what we see.
Right, but like fight the flat shirt, the tight shirt or whatever. It's like you can't, even with these experiments that you could do yourself, it's not going to prove anything to him. He's going to just feed you math.
Yeah. No, that's why I've given up on convincing globers. That's not the point. People who are looking for the truth, I want to make sure that they hear about it, that they get a chance to look into it, and that they're not hoodwinked right from the beginning by searching on YouTube and only finding Professor Dave videos. So that's kind of my goal. That's why I want to help with like Dave Weiss. I think his app is good because he has the featured videos. And I think that if you get somebody and you get them on the featured videos and you tell them, hey, don't look on YouTube for 2 weeks, just, watch this featured video. And then after the 2 weeks, you tell them, okay, now go try and search for the videos that you've already watched. And they'll learn, wait, why are all these impossible to find by search? And then you say, yeah, they've hidden all those videos from you. So that's what Dave Weiss app allows you to do, is to bypass all that censorship. And then when somebody sees that they watched 20 great videos over 2 weeks, and then they can't find any of them in search, they'll start to realize this is exactly what we say it is, that somebody's trying desperately to hide the truth of the flat earth. And we were hitting such big numbers, and then they took it away from us and they shadow banned and, suppressed and everything.
Like Dave's app is great. It's even just the visualization. It's so much easier for everybody, including normies, to understand the place that we're in.
Correct.
Compared to the bullshit model that they give. Excuse me for swearing.
No
but I
problem.
mean, it's funny, waking up normies, even it goes against them what they do. For example, I know people who've been woken up to this kind of stuff just because their efforts, how they put the little disclaimers like flat earth is an archaic,
Right.
People know that they put those disclaimers on propaganda.
Right.
And so it's like they're working against themselves.
Yeah, we're getting to that point now where I think that, you can always see the truth because of what they protect, right? They're not going to block you. When you get blocked for saying something on the internet, it's because it's the truth. If I went on there and I said, all elephants are yellow, do you think they'd put a fact check on there? No.
Yeah, but like I said, with the math, it's funny because, let's say with the spheres and the shadows and compared to the plates with the shadows, you can show that objective experiment to people like fight the tight shirt, and that's not going to mean anything to them.
No.
Right?
I mean, I don't know if you've heard me talk about the helium balloon or gas in space. Like, I don't understand how no glober can have an answer for that. It's like, how could it be? Think about what it is. They tell us that these planets are gas giants, right? Jupiter.
Right, exactly.
Right. And then you tell us that stars are gas. Okay, great. But then we know that there's no example of that at all. You've never shown one example of gas attracting gas or gas becoming a sphere. We know what happens if you take a balloon and you let it up in the air, that it gets high and then there's no more pressure pushing it in, so it expands in every direction. That's the opposite of what you tell us happens. They tell us that things pull to the center. It becomes a star or a planet, or how? We know what gas does in space. Gas expands and fills the space. It never retracts and becomes a ball, but yet we have to believe that. So something so simple like that is a glober debunk all over the place every day, but it doesn't get enough action. It doesn't get enough people to back it. Maybe I need to talk about it for a year and a half straight. I don't know.
But right, and the style of the content that you just outlined, that's like my favorite to listen to when you guys, because that's like real stuff. But yeah, it's like it's just crazy. You can't reason with these people. They just feed you math that they've been taught, and it's like redundant. It's like rhetorical. You can't really go anywhere with it because
it's
like,
made up.
I have the PhD,
right? And it's just made up. I mean, I don't know how anybody. I was even asking McToomb when I had my conversation with him of like, where do you get the mass of Jupiter? Oh, we can figure it. It's like, no, you they've given you the mass, and yes, it works in your equations. I'm asking you, where did they get it from? And if you're telling me they got it from the equations, you can't just get it from equations. That's not how things work.
Yeah, like their radius calculations.
Yeah, it's again, it's all math, and it doesn't mean it's reality. It just doesn't. So you can tell us how big you think Jupiter is and how big and everything. It doesn't mean that that's the case.
Yeah, it's like telling them, but don't you see that the Earth, that the sky is blue and it's not purple, though you're telling me it's purple? And they say, well, this equation, corrects for that,
right?
And here's the proof,
right?
And that's the mainstream accepted, and you're gonna tell me that everything is basically wrong and a lie, and you're
Why
smarter
can't they?
than all of that?
Why can't we come together as a human race and just be like, all right, the globe has some flimsy ass evidence, rather than like, do these guys realize the damage they're doing by pretending that everything's perfect? I just read it,
But I think they're like devil advocates, right? There's always going to be that opposition. Even, for example, the conversation you just had with about the person who believes that they're a female. To me, and to I think most people, but at least other people, that's absolutely insane and absurd.
Right.
But even though that we think that that's insane and absurd, other people think the complete opposite, which it's crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah, so I think sometimes you have to, the hardest thing to do it, well, at least like what used to happen in the 80s, I think, at least from what I remember, is that people were tolerant of others' views. Like, because
tolerance for thee, but not for me.
Yeah, well, that's what it is now, right? I mean, of course. But I'm saying back in the 80s, it seemed like, okay, so like we could believe different things and still coexist. But I think part of that was nobody talked about religion or politics. And now, because of the internet, that's what everybody talks about. So it is now like much more, like here's the problem.
Religion is science.
Yeah, but here's the problem with like the country right now is like we are so divided that it'll never come together. Like they would be smart.
I think that's the point, right?
They would split. Yeah,
alien dialectic.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's the goal. Because really, they should just split the country at this point.
But Jaron, yeah, exactly. But isn't that kind of what the War of Northern Aggression, which is what I call it, but people call it the Civil War? But they tried to secede, and then the North, the power, the modern empire is what let's just call it. So you stay on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
They wanted to keep it together. But it's just like capitalism and communism. Everybody thinks that they're antithetical, but really, it's two sides of the same coin.
Correct, because you're always gonna have somebody in charge that takes from the lower guy.
Yeah, it's the two different hands, right? It's the left and the right, but it's both on the same body, controlled by the same people.
Oh, I love. There's a meme that shows like a hallway and it's got a split down the middle, and it's like left, right, but then at the end of the split, it just goes to the same door, right? It's like people are like, oh, I'll go down this way. Okay, I'll go left.
Hey, Jaron,
the illusion
I
of
don't know if you know who Ben Garrison Comics is.
No.
Okay, you should, if you can, check that out.
Ben Garrison Comics?
Yeah. He's kind of a big deal.
He's got a website and everything?
I believe so. Actually, he's heavily censored. So maybe BitChute.
Okay, I'll check him out. Hey, thanks. I gotta let you go. We got people behind you.
Hey, Jaron, you're based. Thanks for the show and thanks for everything, buddy. Cheers.
Peace. We've got Cool Moonlight in the house. What's up, Cool? Cool Moonlight. Cool Moonlight. Cool Moonlight. Do I have any music for you? Let's see what we got here. We got some Cool Moonlight music. Let's see. How about this one? Yeah. Yeah. Cool Moonlight in the house. Welcome. We're doing Sunday night slow jams and some rock too. Cool Moonlight. Going once. Going twice. Tone Blair. What's up?
Yo.
Tone Blair. Do I have a song for
Can
you?
you hear me
Entrance song?
okay?
Yeah, I was trying to find an entrance song for you. How about this one? Okay, go ahead. You're on.
Yo, that's good. That is me.
All right, I figured. Nailed it.
Man, real quick, man, I wanted to talk about the vacuum thing real quick out in space.
Sure.
So, everything else we're like, no, that doesn't exist. The heliocentric model, that doesn't exist. But then it's like we give them the vacuum. Like, yeah, that does exist. Like, why do we do that? Why do we say that there is an actual vacuum out there?
Well, I mean, do you think air reduces as you go higher?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, I guess that's just it. Is that people might think eventually it has to get to almost nothing. But what do you mean we give them the vacuum? When do we do that?
Well, we give them credit for it. Like, we're like, oh yeah, the ISS is up there in the
Oh, okay.
vacuum, and like we're always saying like, yeah, the vacuum, the vacuum.
You're
Like,
true.
that's
It's
the
very
one
true.
thing
Yeah,
that
we could just take the position of never talk about any of their claims because we don't even believe that the medium that they're saying they exist in exists.
exactly. So it's like I don't know why we believe in that. We don't believe in everything else, but we believe in the vacuum, which is a little strange. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know if we believe in it necessarily. I mean,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't believe it, but we give it to
I get
them,
you. We
know
shine
what I
it.
mean?
We
We're
shine
like,
it on. Yeah, we do too much of that. I do
Yeah.
because they will never do that with us, right? Like we're just
No,
kind
and then
of we're
so
kind of going along with them and
that
being
got
like,
me
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about the pressure needs a containment,
Okay.
which they say the stupid pressure gradient thing, right?
Right.
And it's like that doesn't exist in the real world. It's like no, there needs to be like a containment. Like I do refrigeration, and
Okay.
so the sealed system is a hermetically sealed compressor, so it's sealed off from the atmosphere around it, and you got to like evacuate it. And sure, I get that. It's like cool. So we have a low pressure system and a high pressure system. And then one time I heard somebody say something to the effect that like, well, it does exist because you have air right next to water. And then that kind of got me thinking because that is two different pressure systems right there, and they do exist right next to one another. Do you get what I'm saying, or not really?
I'll have to think about that one. So, but when we're talking about high pressure, low pressure, aren't we talking gas?
Well, I think it's just different states, right, of the same thing. So, water could be a vapor, it could be a liquid or a solid.
Right. And if we put the water in a vacuum, then it would go away. So I guess I'm confused. Like, why next to the water would there be air next to water be an issue? You're saying because it should equalize?
Well, no, but like, is that an example of a pressure gradient? Like water being next to air?
I guess I've never thought about it. I wouldn't think so, but maybe it is.
So you wouldn't consider that a pressure gradient right there?
Yeah, I've never thought of the water as pressure unless you're in it.
Right. So
Like
you're in it and you go down further and further and further, and then the pressure gets, greater.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't really have a clear thought on it either. One, I just wanted to bring up this whole
Yeah,
vacuum
I'm writing
thing.
that down. I want to
like,
think about that because I've never even considered it, but it doesn't seem like that's like which one would be higher pressure, air or water? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You would assume the water, but I don't know. Like the air is supposedly lighter than water or something, so maybe that's why it sits on top of water. But so anyway, I don't know, man. Like one, I'm just always thinking like, why do we give them this vacuum? Why do we say that? Why do we keep on bringing up this vacuum thing? Because I get it. It's like we're trying to like say that can't exist. And so,
Right.
but we're still using their model, trying to tell them like, oh, it can't exist. And they're, obviously they're just like, oh, there's the pressure gradient, which is stupid. But I don't know. I swear I heard it maybe on your show because I listen to your shit the most, I would say. And somebody brought that up, and I was like, oh yeah, water does exist right next to the air, and that doesn't need any physical barrier or containment. Like it's just water than air. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just got me, brainstorming kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. I say, this here I'm looking at pressure in fluids is a function of the depth of the fluid, the density of the fluid, and the acceleration. I don't really know. Yeah, that's very confusing to me. I don't know how you would. So, like, we know what the pressure is of air. Is there a number for the pressure of water? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. But
I don't see a
man,
number on
since
here.
I do refrigeration,
Oh, wait, here's something. Hold on real quick. Using water as a guide for determining pressure. What does water have to do with determining? Well, all liquids include water, have weight, and that weight can translate into pressure. If I were to, okay, I don't know. I have to read into this a little further. Go ahead.
right? No, so since I do refrigeration, man, like I got deep into it, and then it's like, yeah, if there is like this firmament or dome, sure, that would explain how pressure is contained. So I get that. But I start tripping out, man. So I'm just walking around, especially with Hurricane Hillary. I'm down in SoCal.
Oh wow, okay, it's coming.
I'm in Long Beach, but now I'm out in like by Marietta now. You
Okay.
know.
How close is that to like San Bernardino?
Right. So this is the dude that's been saying I'm gonna send you a beat forever and ever and ever. And
Okay, I know you are. Yeah.
And one day I will send you a beat, bro. But anyway, so now I walk around the earth, right? And then so you see these clouds, and then so it started tripping me out, like, oh man, what if you were like a mini person in a hermetically sealed compressor? Because you have this saturation of vapor and liquid that exists in the system. And it's like, holy shit, maybe the earth is just one big hermetically sealed compressor somehow, some way. You know what I mean? You got these high systems and low pressure systems, and they coexist. And like the clouds kind of started getting me thinking about like, oh, the saturated freon and compressors. I know I'm going off the deep end, man, but I was like, holy shit, this is like a big ass compressor that we live in, and it's pretty trippy.
Yeah, that is trippy. I mean, I just looked up. It looks like the PSI of water is 0.43 times the height in feet. And we're at what, 14.7 is the PSI on the ground?
Yeah, that's the gauge, I think. The gauge PSI is 14.7, but I think there's an absolute PSI too,
Okay.
which is different.
Yeah, I don't really know how
like,
water would compare, like why you would... I see what you're saying, that they are two pressures, they are next to each other, and why aren't they equalizing? So I get it.
Right. So anyway, man, I'll let you go, but yeah, I just wanted to touch you. I'm glad I got in. I didn't think I was going to be able to get in.
You made
That's
it.
cool. It's been bugging me forever because we always talk about this vacuum one. We don't know what the fuck is up there, so why are we even talking about the vacuum in the first place? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think because everything that the entire heliocentric model can only exist with the vacuum. Otherwise,
The vacuum.
anything else up there, or a zero viscosity superfluid like helium-3, but they're not going to venture down that way. Although that would make more sense to me because, again, I do think it is a fluid up there or a liquid of some type. And if
Well, I do too, man. I think there's some type of barrier. And
Yeah.
I think.
Well, have you ever seen what helium-3
like-
does? Helium-3 will climb the walls of a glass backwards. So if you had helium-3 that could create a dome, it would crawl the walls and then be the dome.
Right. Well, another thing I like, what Karen always talks about is being a crystalline structure too, because that makes fucking sense. It'll get fucking freezing cold up there and just fucking freeze.
Well, have you ever seen when she like shows like crystals just grow out of nothing?
Right.
You could just like add a little something and then they like become shit. Like the whole earth could be a crystal.
Right. No, it really is trippy, man. And I love fucking thinking about this shit, man. But I'm glad I caught you. I'll let you go. But man, ponder on that vacuum thing, man.
Will do.
Because it bugs the fuck out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'll think about that.
And how, you have this water right next to air. And there is two different pressures there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because if you put water in a vacuum chamber and you started to take the air out, the water is going to equalize. But because
with
boils away.
refrigeration too, you have to vacuum out the compressor, so you're
Right.
sucking out the moisture in the atmosphere in the compressor and dumping it out.
Which then creates the pressure differential.
Right, but then you have this hermetically sealed compressor. Like we got to braze this shit, and yeah, sure enough, as soon as you break that fucking vacuum, it's just gonna, not suck in air. No,
Right.
it'll equalize. Excuse me. Yeah, it'll equalize. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, all right, bro, keep up the good shit. I'll holler at you, and I'm gonna get this beat to you one day.
All right, sounds good.
All right, bro.
Peace. All right, that was the show. I think we did well. We got done by 11. That's beautiful. Let me go. Oops, Charlie. Sorry, I just closed it out. Let's go check see if there's any super chats or anything fun. I don't know. Oh, yeah, all right, we made some money. Let me check this out. Let's go say. Oh, I forgot. There's a new way to look at those. You click here. Go fan funding. This is awesome. Charlie, thank you very much for the $50. Says Jaren got it simple. Thank you. Nominal is a member for 11 months. Thank you very much. He has clearly been retarded. See, I love when people go throwback stuff. Thank you for that. It makes me feel good. Your attempt to wrench Charlie failed. Well, wait, I don't. Where is he? Oh, wait, we can go here. Can we do it from here? Boom. He is now a moderator. Charlie, you are a moderator. Are you happy now? Sacred Knowledge. Thank you very much. $1.99. And he says, in the Matrix, Agent Smith plate reads Isaiah. Oh, IS 5416. Okay. I want to know what the other ones are too. I'd like to know that. But who knows? What is we looking at here? Oh, the SBX thing. Sorry. To know what we were looking at. Thank you for the super chat though. And we did that one. We did that one. Just making sure I covered everything. We did that one. We did that one. We caught this guy. Did that one. And this one. All right. I think we're all good. This one. What's this one? Live ISS. Let's check in on the ISS, see what's going on. Let's see here. Oh, so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I just cannot imagine how anybody thinks that that's real or that they live there. It just makes, I mean, imagine this is flying 1.2 million miles per hour. The ball itself flying through space. I mean, it's just so stupid that I don't know how I ever believed it. And how do you know it's so stupid? Is because if they say to you, you know what I was able to do once? Let me see if I can find here. Let me see if I did. Why isn't that showing me? Oh, there we go. It's kind of, I don't know if you can see the little box there, but sometimes you can move it in a way that I'm like, oh, I could totally tell how they're getting this image from, but I'm not seeing the same thing. Usually it's like when they're doing it sideways, I guess. This is not really showing it. Oh, those are supposed to be what? Broken pixels? It doesn't make sense. It's cosmic microwave rays. Let's see, does the sun do what it did last time? Where were we when we did that here? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense. Look how bright this would be over here. Like, oh, it's daytime. And then as soon as the sun pops up, oh, it's not anymore. Watch. So over here, you would be getting light outside. It's going to be morning. Here comes the sunrise. And then the sun appears, and then all this light goes away. Here we go. We're in the bright light. Come on, sun. Here it comes, and watch all this go. No, I'm just kidding. We're not really here. Look at it. Oh, there goes all the light. I've never seen that before in the morning. What is the light yellow for anyway? That's so bad. I have so many problems with this. It's not even funny. And what is that right there? Oh, it's what's that? I'm trying to see what's. Is that just a reflection? Look like something else. See, I mean, this baffles me too. Where is the moon? Shouldn't it be right next to the sun? It just had. Where's that sun? Is that the moon? Let me see. I hate how slow this is. Go faster. Where did I see that little thing? Oh, that's just a reflection. Yeah, so I'm confused about this. So where is the moon? The moon should be here-ish. And I don't see it at all. No. Blue screen. All right, let me go back to my super chat. Sorry, get carried away. And Sacred Knowledge, thank you very much. And we've got Justin Johnson again, very kind and nominal. Thank you for your membership. Thank you for your membership. But again, I mean, the people like showing the sacred geometry. You know, one thing that Bob and I talked about is there a way, if we do have a toroidal magnetic field above us, could they just learn to attach themselves to that magnetic field, to that torsion field like that guy was talking about? So something to think about. I still don't believe there's people inside there. Again, they've never gone to the window at night and shown us. And I've seen too many times the ISS seen when it shouldn't be seen. It should be way over the curvature of the Earth. Think about when Neil deGrasse Tyson, I mean, it does do that again. It's so funny. I mean, look at this is right. Wait, go back a little bit. Okay, so this is it rising. Watch it get bright, and then it goes away. So, I mean, did these people over here, they obviously have all this light, and then all of a sudden it's just gone. Like, oh, now it's dark. I never had a morning like that myself. Yeah, I also don't understand how you would see all that dark from there. Look how high the sun is up. Anyway, thank you very much for the support. Let me go check out what's going on over at the Fin. And let me put this up so we can be done with that. Time's up. Yes, yeah, let's go check the Fin. What do we got over there? Thank you guys for the support. Do appreciate it. And Rokfin. We've got couple bucks, 30 bucks. Thank you very much. We got Flat Earth Eric in the house again. He says t.me/airships south beyond. Again, t.me/airship south beyond. Airships south beyond. We got Geocentric Truth in the house. He says this link shows the crazy rough winds on the sea in Lahaina without any clouds. Thank you. And I was just about to try and call in. Yes, I said 11 because I've already done a full show plus this show. And I need a joint really bad. So let's see what this is here, where the winds are.
On Tuesday, August 8th, in Lahaina, Maui, what started as a small brush fire caused from the winds of Hurricane Dora quickly spread throughout the town as the day progressed.
Why is that guy reading?
Joshua and I had decided days prior to attempt to ride out Dora on a Lahaina mooring ball just outside the harbor. By the time the fire was engulfing the town, Dora was raging far too hard. I must warn you, it is truly devastating.
Sorry, I'll bring it up for you.
In the hopes of moving the hearts of those who do not yet know how desperately Maui needs aid right now. For as I speak to you, courageous first responders continue to battle fire on this island, and the terrible ordeal has not yet fully passed.
That's so weird. That guy is so looking like that. Jeez, I don't like that sound. Hold on, let me turn this down. Sorry, I'll show you 1 second. I don't see my video only YouTube thing. I think I said this the problem last time. I have to make a new one. How about this one? Hold on 1 second. I gotta move my screen. You're not gonna be able to see it yet. And I'll turn down the volume. I don't want to hear all that wind. Let's see here. So this, yeah, well, it looks like a nice day. But that guy totally seemed like he was hired. But maybe he just wrote it and just wanted to read it and not sound. But he's like totally reading. Not that that means it's not real. Just a little bit. If I was doing like a personal story about something that happened to me, I would never read it. Never. All right, let's go here. I'll show it from a little bit here so you can just see this guy reading and you tell me, oops, gosh darn it. Come back over here. Thank you. All right, here we go.
On Tuesday, August 8th, in Lahaina, Maui, what started as a small brush fire caused from the winds of Hurricane Dora quickly spread throughout the town as the day progressed. Joshua and I had decided days prior to attempt to ride out Dora on a Lahaina mooring ball just outside the harbor. By the time the fire was engulfing the town, Dora was raging far too hard to leave the safety of the harbor. As day passed,
I don't want to hear all this.
it is truly devastating.
Turning
I
this
share
down.
this in the hopes of moving the hearts of those who do not yet know how desperately Maui needs aid right now. For as I speak to you, courageous first responders continue to battle fire on this island.
I do not think that this guy would say courageous first responders. Just put my 2 cents in there. I believe he's been given something to read.
And the terrible ordeal has not yet fully passed.
Plus, I think anybody who lives in Hawaii is darker than me. This guy's not even dark as me. Just saying.
Beautiful sailing, man! Oh, it's hard to stand up day! Oh, man!
First, let me just say this looks absolutely miserable. That is not how I want to spend my day.
It'll lull out, and it'll pick up like this.
I mean, that does not seem natural. Wait a second. Are we on YouTube? We are. I might look at this just for a second. I'm going to get off YouTube. Guys, it's been fun. Thank you very much. I'll see you over at Rokfin if you want to go over there. But I'm just going to finish watching this and make some comments that probably shouldn't be made here. So thank you very much, YouTube. It's been fun. I'm not going to play an outro. Just going to say much love to you. And we'll see you soon. If you want to go to Rokfin, here's the link. Share. Copy. Chat. And here you go, Rokfin. Oh, no. Sorry. That's wrong. Where did I put the YouTube chat? There it is. Here you go. See you guys. Oops, that's not the right spot. All right, you're not going to see that one. Come on. The chat's way behind, so I have to wait for it to cycle through. Unless I thought I had it. I guess I closed the other one. Yeah, it's gone. I put it over here. Nope. So I don't know if I type this in there now, if you'll see it now or what. Control V6. Oh, there we go. All right, come on over if you want. Otherwise, it's been fun. We'll see you soon. Much love. Peace out and all that fun stuff. And later. Peace. All right, we're going to end that one. We'll go to Rokfin, turn this off. Restream.